Imagine looking in the mirror in 30 days and not recognizing the person looking back at you. Not because your face looks different, but because something deep inside you has changed. Your energy is strong, your presence calm, and your thinking clear. You no longer just react. You pause, reflect, and react in a controlled manner. There's a quiet power in your eyes that wasn't there before. And you know what? The people around you notice it too. They feel that something has changed within you. It's solid, consistent, and powerful. But let's be honest, how many times have you tried to change something only to fall back into old habits? How many mornings have started full of hope, only to end in frustration or the feeling of failure once again? How many times have you told yourself, this time everything will be different, and then life got in the way? Here is the truth. Most people do not change because they are still waiting, feel ready. But motivation isn't trustworthy. It fades. Real change begins the moment you decide to live differently. Train like a Stoic. That means no longer chasing comfort. It means consciously tackling the difficult things. Choose discipline, focus, and deep reflection every day. What you're about to learn isn't a list of simple tips. They're 15 ancient Stoic habits, raw, real, and rare. They aren't always easy. Some are even hard. But they work. They're simple, and they will change you. If you stick with them for just 30 days, you won't be the same person. Your thoughts will become stronger. Your heart will be more stable. Your mind will feel free. So if you're tired of living the same day over and over again and are ready to break this cycle and change how you show up in the world, say this out loud now or write it in the comments. From today on, I'll train like a Stoic. I'll be unrecognizable. That's not just something I say. It's the beginning of a new you. Say it again, believe it, grow into it. Because when you look back in 30 days at the person you once were, you won't want to go back. Number 1. Learn to consciously choose discomfort every day. Most people spend their entire lives chasing what feels good. A soft bed, a hot shower, a hearty meal, a comfortable seat. But think about it. Has comfort ever made you stronger? Has it ever made you braver? Has it helped you cope with the tough things life throws your way when you least expect it? No. Comfort doesn't make strong people. Discomfort does. Every morning, before the world pulls you in all directions, choose your own challenge, not to punish yourself, but to train. Take a cold shower, not because it feels good, but because it teaches your body not to panic. Walk outside barefoot, not because it's easy, but to remind yourself that pain doesn't last forever and courage lasts a lifetime. Wait until noon to eat, not to hurt yourself, but to realize that hunger is just a feeling, not a rule you have to follow. That's exactly what the Stoics did. Epictetus was born a slave and limped, yet he lived strong. Musonius Rufus was sent far from his homeland more than once, but he remained calm and wise. Why? Because they didn't wait for hard times. They practiced being strong in advance. They didn't seek suffering, but trained for it, because life will put you to the test sooner or later. So ask yourself, when life hits you hard, will you be ready? Or will you collapse as soon as it gets tough? It's not about doing crazy things. It's about consciously choosing a small challenge every morning, just one. A brief moment in which you prove to your brain that have the say, not your wishes, not your fears, not your need to be comfortable. Most people wake up and immediately look for comfort, coffee, cell phone conversations, peace, warmth. But someone who follows the Stoics, they wake up and look for strength, and this is what happens when you do this every morning for 30 days. Discomfort becomes normal. And comfort? He no longer has control over you. You are no longer afraid of difficult things. They stop complaining when life gets tough. You begin to tackle problems with calm, courage, and concentration. Think about it. Teaching your body to cope with the cold will keep your mind calm when you're under stress at work or in your relationships. Training yourself to go without food for a while will keep you steadfast when life takes something away from you. Love, money, support. Lifting something heavy every morning will keep you from collapsing when faced with great responsibility. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's like a gym that builds your character. So tomorrow morning, choose your challenge intentionally. Don't let the day choose it for you. Say out loud, "This is my moment. I'm training with discomfort before discomfort trains me." Maybe that means doing 10 push-ups on a cold floor. Maybe you're holding the plank position longer than you'd like. Just start. Maybe it's as simple as taking the longer commute. It doesn't matter if it's a big thing or a small thing. What matters is that it's real, that it pushes you out of your comfort zone and helps you become stronger. And when things get tough, and they will, don't say, "This hurts." Say, "This is training." Say it out loud. Say it over and over again until your thoughts stop panicking and your inner strength takes over. Because if you do this every day, you'll stop wishing life were easier. You'll become a person who can handle whatever life throws at you. And that's the moment everything starts to change. Number 2, practice letting go of your ego when you talk to others. You know the feeling when someone says something completely wrong and your whole body tenses up because you have to correct them. Your mouth wants to speak, your heart beats faster. You feel like you have to say something. You feel like you have to be right. But stop for a moment. Do you really mean that? Be honest. Most arguments aren't about the truth. They're about ego. They're about showing off, proving a point, or protecting your pride. And even if you win the argument, what do you really get? A damaged friendship? A wasted hour? That weird feeling that won't go away? The Stoics recognized this clearly. Epictetus said it was better to remain calm than to win a fight. Marcus Aurelius said you shouldn't make a big deal out of nothing. You shouldn't let yourself get rattled. These men weren't weak. They were strong. But their strength didn't come from overpowering others. It came from letting go. That's what this exercise is really about. Letting go of the urge to be right. Once a day, let someone else have the last word, even if they're wrong, particularly when they're wrong. Not because you agree, not because you've given up, but because your peace is more important than your pride. This is what ego death looks like. And it's harder than it sounds. The ego doesn't just disappear, it fights. It whispers to you. They'll think you're weak. They'll think you don't know. They'll think they've beaten you. But the truth is, the strongest person in the room is the one who doesn't have to prove it. The most confident person is the one who can stay calm and still know exactly who they are. Try it today. If someone says something rude, don't respond. If someone interrupts you, let them finish. If someone explains something you already understand, just nod and listen. Not because they're right, but because they're free. Free from the need for attention. Free from the pressure to win. Free from self-absorption. And this is what you'll notice. The less you try to protect your ego, the more peace you'll feel in your body. Conversations with others will be easier. You won't feel so tense. You'll stop thinking about counter-arguments. You'll stop clinging to every argument you should be winning. That's not weakness. That's self-control. It means saying, "Today I don't need to explain myself. I know who I am." Little by little, you rise above the noise around you. People notice something different about you, a kind of calm, a kind of quiet strength, a deep understanding that comes not from having more, but from needing less. You become someone others trust, not because you do the most talking, but because you know when to be silent. This is what letting go of your ego brings you: peace, humility, and space to breathe. So try it every day. Let someone else have the final say. Then take a deep breath, smile, and walk away relaxed and with a calm heart. You don't have to win every time. Just stay calm. And that's exactly what shows you're developing into a new person, in the best sense. Number 3, look at the world from a distance before falling asleep. Before you close your eyes tonight and take all your stress with you into your dreams, take a moment to zoom out. Imagine yourself sleeping in your room on your bed, in this one small moment. Then imagine yourself rising upwards. Now you see your house from above. You are just a small person in a house made of walls and wood. Climb even higher. See your entire street, your neighborhood, all the houses with lights, all the people in them, each preoccupied with their own thoughts. Now go higher. See your entire city, then your country. Continue rising until you make out the outlines of the land, the oceans and the globe. And finally, space. You now look at the planet itself, floating silently in the darkness. It is quiet. No noise, no hustle and bustle, just this soft, rotating blue ball. This is your home, rotating in the middle of the room, not worrying about your fears, your plans, your arguments, your money, your news, your job, your social media likes, your tasks, your mistakes, or your pride. All of it. Small. Marcus Aurelius did this almost every night. He called it the view from above. Because when you look at life like that, from above, something special happens. Your problems begin to shrink. Your mind becomes calmer. Your breathing slows. You remember what's truly important and what isn't. You realize how much time you waste worrying about things that won't matter in a week, let alone 100 or 1,000 years. You begin to realize that many of your fears, struggles, and doubts are just tiny dots in the grand story of the universe. You realize that all you are and all you have is this one moment. And that is enough. The Stoics were neither cold nor heartless. They were warm, wise people who sought peace in a noisy world. And they knew that peace doesn't come from trying to control everything. It comes from learning to see clearly by zooming out. And this isn't just a nice idea for bedtime. It actually changes the way your brain works. Scientists have found that when you think about something bigger than yourself, stress decreases, your emotions calm down, your body relaxes. It's like you're giving your soul a soft blanket and a safe place to rest. So tonight, before you go to sleep, don't scroll through your phone. Don't go over every little thing in your head. Don't stress. Just lie still. Close your eyes and stand up. Rise above your body. Rise above everything that happened today. Rise above your worries and your history. Feel small, not in a way that makes you weak, but in a way that makes you feel free. Because when you see how big life really is, how vast the world is, how old the stars are, all the little problems of today don't seem so big anymore. You're no longer so attached to everything. You're no longer chasing after everything. You don't need so much anymore. You simply rest. And in this rest, something grows within you. Not because you're trying hard, but because you've finally seen clearly. This is how you end the day stoically, not full of regret, not full of noise, but full of wonder. So try it tonight. Rise above it all. Let go. And fall asleep with the stars shining down on you above. Because when you start looking at life from above, you'll no longer be pushed around by the little things down below. Number 4. Plan your month backward. Most people jot down everything they want to do in their calendar. Meetings, gym appointments, goals, tasks, habits, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Stoic approach, however, is different. It doesn't just ask, what do you want to do? But goes deeper. What kind of person do you not want to become? This is called reverse planning. Instead of deciding what to pursue, you decide what to stay away from. Instead of trying to do more and more, you focus on staying calm, strong, and collected, even when the world gets loud. Because let's face it, most of our stress doesn't come from not doing enough. It comes from reacting to everything around us. We overthink, over-explain ourselves, try to please everyone, get caught up in gossip, say yes when we want to say no, and constantly check our phones just to feel seen. These aren't productivity issues. These are cracks in our very being. Here's how. Grab your calendar. Look at the next month. For each week, write down what you won't do. Not to punish yourself, but to keep your peace. Write things like, don't explain yourself to people who aren't really listening. Don't engage in gossip, even if it's tempting. Don't try to explain your dreams to others when they have already formed an opinion. Do not respond to rude or underhanded messages. Don't try to attract attention when calm would be more effective. Don't do anything just to look busy. Don't compare your journey to someone else's perfect-looking life. This type of list is powerful. It shifts your focus. Instead of becoming someone else by piling up more and more things, you become a powerful person by getting rid of things that don't belong in your life. The Stoics weren't concerned with doing more. They were concerned with doing less, but doing it better. They wanted less noise, less showing off, less drama, and less reacting. They wanted more calm, more focus, more peace. Marcus Aurelius ruled a vast empire, but still asked himself daily, "What am I doing that I don't really need to do?" Epictetus urged his students to stay away from unnecessary things and choose rest over fighting. Why? Because a clear mind doesn't come from adding more and more. It comes from leaving out the things that clutter you. Try this every Sunday. Look at the week ahead. Don't just ask what you have to do. Ask yourself what you shouldn't. Don't just ask what feels urgent. Ask yourself what isn't worth your time. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I not want to be this week? And let your answers guide what you will do. If you do this every week, your schedule will slowly change. It will become clearer, calmer, and more focused. You won't just do things, but choose carefully. You won't just react, but forge your own path. And the best part? You'll feel lighter inside because you're not carrying the burden of unimportant things around with you. This kind of planning doesn't make you lazy. It makes you focused. It makes you someone who doesn't waste energy on nonsense. Someone who never tires of constantly having to defend or explain themselves. Someone who doesn't let the world tell them what's important. Such people are rare, because in a world where you always have to do more, you stand out by doing less and being much more. Number 5. Eat one meal every day in complete silence. No scrolling, no music, no chatting, no distractions. Just you, your food, and your full attention. That's it. Sounds simple, right? But wait until you try it yourself. You'll want to grab your phone. You'll think about checking something, playing a song, leaving a comment, anything to break the silence. Because silence makes most people feel awkward. But that awkward feeling, that's where the change begins. The Stoics believed that attentive listening is the beginning of wisdom. If you can't sit quietly and reflect while eating, how will you deal with difficult feelings, arguments, or deep thoughts? If you can't eat in silence, how will you ever hear what your life is trying to tell you? It's not really about the food. It's about being fully present, getting to know yourself better. Taking time to focus and detach from all the stresses of everyday life. So choose a meal, any meal, and make it a moment of silence. Sit down, put your phone away, turn everything off. No noise, no screens, just you and your food. Notice the colors, the feel, the taste, the warmth or cold, the way you chew, the way you swallow, the way you breathe between bites, the thoughts that arise when you can't distract yourself, and the feelings that arise when you have nowhere to go. This is where you finally meet your true self, not the busy version, not the one you show to others, but the calm, true self beneath all the noise. Most people eat out of boredom, stress, or simply out of habit, not because they're really paying attention. But when you remove the distractions, something special happens. You begin to feel more. You begin to listen, not just to sounds, but also to yourself. You eat only what your body truly needs. You walk more slowly. You chew your food carefully. You stop eating when you're full rather than waiting until you're full. You notice which foods nourish you and which ones make you tired. You begin to truly get to know yourself. And that's not all. This silent practice also helps you focus on other areas of life. The calm you develop while eating accompanies you into your conversations, your work, your friendships. You stop pretending to listen. You stop mindlessly drifting through the day. You no longer need noise to feel good. And slowly you begin to change. You become more balanced, calmer, and more alert. You can feel it. You may not talk as much anymore, but when you do, it's important. You appear calm, clear, and in control, not because you're forcing yourself to, but because you've trained your mind to focus like a sharp knife. Just one quiet meal a day, that's all it takes. It's not a diet or a trick to get more done. It's a quiet, meaningful moment. The Stoics weren't just interested in big ideas. They believed that small everyday habits can shape your entire life. Silence is one of those habits, and mealtimes are the perfect starting point. Try it today, just once. Sit down, without a phone, without conversations, without distractions. Just be there. Let the silence wash over you. Because when you can sit quietly without having to escape it, you nourish not only your body, but also your mind. Number 6, show silent gratitude to those who test you. It's easy to be grateful when things are going well, when people are nice, when life runs smoothly. when others praise or understand you. But that's not when real growth happens. Real growth begins when something goes wrong, when someone makes you angry, laughs at you, says something mean, interrupts you, or doesn't understand what you mean. That's the real challenge, and that's when a Stoic stays calm instead of freaking out. You say thank you, not out loud, not sarcastically but quietly, in a notebook just for yourself. A short sentence, a simple habit. Thank you for giving me the chance to practice patience. At first it might feel strange, thanking someone who was rude to me, being grateful to someone who made my day harder. Why would I do that? Because a Stoic sees the world differently. A Stoic knows that people who annoy us can teach us something. That tough people are like mirrors that show us where we still need to grow. Every insult, every annoying moment, every little thing that touches us emotionally is actually a gift, an invitation to practice. What exactly should we practice? Practice patience. Practice self-control, practice humility, practice serenity. These are the things that make you strong inside. Think about it. What annoys you the most? Is it waiting in traffic? A colleague who speaks unkindly? A nasty, underhanded comment from someone close to you? These things aren't just bad luck. They're like weights at the gym, only for your soul. You can either complain about them or use them to get stronger. A Stoic chooses weightlifting. So, the next time someone makes you angry, don't yell back. Don't react. Pause. Take a deep breath. And later open your notebook and write a few lines of gratitude. Not because you're pretending to be happy, not because you're ignoring your feelings, but because you're teaching your brain something new. You're learning to see stress as an opportunity for growth. And when you do that, no one can really shake you. That's the goal. Not a life without problems, but to become a person who stands firm when problems arise. A person who says thank you in difficult moments instead of running away from them. That's not weakness, but true strength. Anyone can complain or gossip, but it takes real strength to remain calm and collected. It takes wisdom to thank the person who has made your life difficult and to use that moment to find deeper peace. Try this for 30 days. Every time someone upsets you, write down their gift. Thank you for helping me practice forgiveness. Thank you for showing me that I still react sometimes. Thank you for testing my pride. Thank you for letting me work on my self-control. Thank you for showing me that I still have room to grow. This will change your behavior. You won't expect arguments anymore. You won't rehearse every conversation in your head. You won't take every word so personally. You'll see everything as training. Every person who criticizes you, every time you're interrupted, every time you hear no. All of this will become your motivation. All of this will contribute to making you stronger and calmer. So the next time someone gets on your nerves, don't freak out. Don't shut down. Just quietly say thank you to yourself and move on, calm, composed, and strong. Because when you let your enemies lecture you, you rise above them both. Number 7. Let go of the false versions of yourself you have been living in. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you said things like this? I'm not good with people. I've always been nervous. I'm just lazy. I can't handle money. I hate mornings. I've never had self-confidence. These aren't random statements. They're like little cages. Each of them is a silent costume you put on, perhaps without even realizing it. And every time you say it again, even just in your thoughts, it envelops you even more tightly. Not because it's real, but because your brain believes everything you tell it again and again. That's why the Stoics didn't just work on their thoughts. They worked on who they thought they were. Epictetus said, "It's not things that hurt us, but our view of them." And the most dangerous view isn't about the world, but about our perception of ourselves. So today, do something that might feel strange and might even stir up strong feelings within you. You'll let go of the old version of yourself. Take 30 quiet minutes. Grab a pen, sit down, and be completely honest. Write down every name you've used to hold yourself back, every job you've taken that makes you sad, every little story you keep telling yourself that makes you feel small. Let it all out. No filters, no guilt, just the truth. Write things like, "Friendships aren't my thing. I always ruin everything. I need everyone to like me. I'll never succeed. I'm just unlucky. I'm too weak. I don't deserve anything good. Let all those thoughts out. Let the bad feelings rise to the surface and then destroy the paper. Burn it, erase it, tear it up. Whatever feels right. Do it completely without holding back, because none of these thoughts are fact. They're just stories, and stories can always be retold. The Stoics believed that pain comes not only from the problems we face, but also from what we think we are when we face them. If you believe you are weak, the world will destroy you. If you believe you can't do anything, you won't even try. If you believe you can do nothing, you will never unleash your true power. But once you shed those old labels, something amazing happens. You feel clearer, lighter, freer. As if someone had given you back the pen that writes your story. But don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean you're suddenly perfect. It means the lies no longer hold you back. It means you stop repeating the things that hold you back. It means you can finally decide for yourself who you want to become, instead of being what others have demanded of you. It's not about pretending. It's about finding yourself. You're not here to be a list of reasons and fears and pretend to be someone. You're here to grow, to change, to transcend the false names you've been given. So throw them all away. And when you've cleared the page, notice the stillness that remains. In that stillness, you find the real you, not labeled, not scared, not caged. And out of that stillness, you can say something new, just one true sentence about who you really are. Say it quietly to yourself. I am not my past. I will become my future. Say it every day and let it gently guide you forward. Say it again and again, because when you burn off those false labels, you stop acting like a character in a story and start writing your own. Number 8. Practice the living statue exercise daily. For 1 hour, become something ancient, calm and still. Move slowly, speak less, breathe deeply. Imagine you are being watched by the gods or your best version. Imagine every step, every breath, every glance is part of something special and meaningful. You are a statue that has come to life, but only a little. It's not about showing off, it's about being fully present. It may sound strange at first, perhaps even like acting, but it's a real exercise that the ancient philosophers, especially the Cynics and Stoics, practiced. Why did they do it? Because it teaches you to remain still in a world that is always hectic. It teaches you to remain calm in a world that is always noisy. It helps you use your whole body to exercise control. We live in a hurry. We talk without thinking. We act too quickly. We race through the day without truly feeling it. What happens then? We lose ourselves. Our nerves become fatigued. Our thoughts jump around. We feel stressed, annoyed, and exhausted. But the Stoic slows everything down. Choose any time, morning, noon, or afternoon, it doesn't matter. But during this time, be like a living statue, walk carefully, speak only when necessary. Keep your face still and breathe calmly. Sit erect. Look with a steady gaze. Stand erect. Don't rush. Don't fidget. Don't chase after noise. Just be still. And you'll notice this. Everything around you will feel different. Some people will become calmer around you. Some won't know why, but they'll feel your peaceful energy. Your calmness will say something without words. It says, I'm not in a hurry. I have everything under control. And more than anything else, you'll feel different. You'll feel more confident. You'll react less. You'll notice your feelings before they take over. You'll feel the urge to interrupt someone, to argue, to scroll on your phone, and you'll let that urge pass. You won't have to control everything around you anymore, because now you're learning to control himself. This practice fosters something rare, energy discipline. You don't just stay still. You become someone others sense even when you don't say anything. And this feeling spreads to every area of your life, not just the class. You'll be less shaken and less upset. Choose your words more carefully and make your decisions more considered. It's like weightlifting, only for your soul. And if you do it every day for 30 days, you won't have to tell anyone what's changed. They'll feel it. Without knowing how, they'll notice that something is different. You'll be calmer, stronger, and more powerful, thanks to what you've done. Not again. Because when you learn to be still on the outside, you become stronger on the inside. So try it tomorrow, 1 hour. Walk carefully. Speak only when necessary. Feel every breath. You are a living statue, not frozen, but calm and controlled. And don't forget, in a world that's constantly moving, stillness is a superpower. Use it wisely, and you'll become someone others don't even recognize. Number 9. End each day with a statement about who you were. Before you go to sleep tonight, when the world has fallen silent, ask yourself an important question. If I die tonight, let them say I died today, then finish the sentence. Just one line, a moment of truth. It's not about being afraid. It's not meant to make you sad. It's about seeing clearly. It helps you remember what's important. It helps you consciously decide who you will become. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most powerful men in history, often wrote about death. Not to make himself sad, but to focus. He said, "You could leave this life immediately. Let this thought shape your decisions, your words, and your actions." He understood something many people overlook. Death isn't the greatest enemy. Distraction is. Most people live on autopilot. Days blur, weeks fly by, months tick by. Then one day they ask themselves, "Why do I still feel so empty?" A Stoic doesn't wait until something bad happens to wake up. A Stoic finds meaning in every single day. So what you can do, every night before you go to bed, take a notebook or open your notes app. Think about your day, not just what you did, but how you were. Then complete the sentence. If I die tonight, let them say I was honest today. Or let her say I was nice today. They should say that I was patient, brave, calm, helpful, or focused. It only takes a minute. But that minute will help you see yourself clearly. Not what you planned to do, not what you meant to do, but what you actually done. That's what legacy means. Not the dream of who you wish you had been, but the truth of who you are today. And when you do that every day, something begins to change inside you. You begin to live more purposefully. You act more like the person you want to be remembered as. You stop wasting time on silly arguments. You stop saying things that aren't in your heart. You stop procrastinating on the truly important things. Instead, you wake up with a clear reason and reflect at the end of the day on what it all meant. It's not about being perfect. Some nights you write, "If I died tonight, they could say I tried to be better today, and that's okay." That's exactly what it's about. The power lies not just in the words, it lies in being authentic. Because when you look at your day through the eyes of your legacy, your excuses quiet down, your pride diminishes, and your true values emerge. And little by little, day by day, sentence by sentence, you'll become someone to remember. So tonight, don't scroll through your phone until you fall asleep. Don't carry the stress of the day into your dreams. Pause, breathe, think. Write your legacy in one sentence, because someday that sentence won't just be an exercise anymore. It will be real, and you'll want to know that you lived as if your life truly mattered. Number 10. Interrupt the story in your head with 4 powerful words. This is training. Your mind is constantly telling you stories, constantly. Everything that happens, even the smallest things, takes on meaning. The traffic jam? That's not fair. Is someone rude to you? Why me? Did you receive an unexpected bill? So lucky. Do your emotions seem too big for you? I can't deal with it. And just like that, without realizing it, you start acting like the world is against you, like life is bullying you, like every problem is a punishment. But what if it isn't so? What if every single moment, even the hard, annoying, or chaotic ones, weren't a punishment but practice? This is change, Stoic change. And it begins with just 4 words. This is training. Say it when you're stuck in traffic. Say it when someone interrupts you. Say it when your plans fall apart. Say it when your heart is heavy and you don't even know why. Say, "This is training," and see what happens. The feelings don't disappear, but they subside. Your back straightens, your breathing calms, your mind changes, not into panic, not into pity, but into a determined attitude. You stop fighting what's happening and begin to overcome it with strength. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The obstacle to action becomes the action. What stands in the way becomes the path." He didn't just mean big problems. He meant everyday things, small annoyances, small stressors. This is your gym, these are your weights, these are your workouts. Flat tire, this is training. Bad grade, this is training. Didn't sleep well, this is training. Someone misjudges you, this is training. Do you feel unwell for no reason? I'm still training. This is all part of your lessons. And once you start seeing life this way, you no longer have to wait for everything to go perfectly. You stop waiting for a good day. You stop cracking under pressure and instead stand up. This doesn't mean faking a smile. It means finding meaning. You don't pretend the pain doesn't exist. You give it meaning. This is important because the story you tell yourself becomes your life. Complain all day and life will be difficult. Train your mind and life will become your classroom. So start today. This is training your favorite thought. Write it on your mirror. Save it to your phone. Whisper it when you're feeling overwhelmed. Say it out loud in your head when everything's falling apart. This is training, because that's really it. Life doesn't want to hurt you, it wants to shape you. And the sooner you realize that, the faster you'll grow. So the next time you catch yourself complaining, stop, change the thought and let your life become what it was always meant to be. Not simple, but meaningful. Not perfect, but full of quiet power. Not soft, but consistent and well-formed. This is training. Live by it. Number 11. Each week choose one emotion and let it go. Each week choose one feeling that keeps coming up and taking over. Not just occasionally, but one that's trying to take over your life. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's jealousy, maybe it's worry, maybe it's the need to be liked by everyone. Maybe it's that flash of frustration when something small goes wrong. Choose it, name it, and let it go. Just as you might abstain from sugar or soda for a day, this time you're not nurturing that feeling for 24 hours. It's not about pretending it isn't real. You're not lying to yourself. You're just choosing not to give it power. You're saying, I see you, I hear you, but I won't give you what you want today. That's it. The Stoics knew something important. Most people are not trapped by what happens to them. They are trapped by the way they react to what is happening. Epictetus once said, "It is not the events that upset us, but the way we think about them." And most of those thoughts arise from habits we don't even realize. So when you fast from an emotion, you break the cycle that usually plays out unconsciously. You begin to change the space between what upsets you and your reaction to it. You regain control of your body and mind. Let's say you decide to fast from irritability. Every time it shows up, someone is too loud, something is taking longer than planned, or a plan suddenly changes, simply pause. Breathe. Feel the irritability rising, but don't act on it. Don't talk about it. Don't let it take over. Just notice it. Or maybe you choose envy. Every time someone's life looks better than yours and you feel that little pang, just stop. Don't chase it. Don't keep scrolling. Don't fall into the "why not me" narrative. Just breathe. Watch it. Let it pass. Or maybe you choose fear. When your chest feels tight or your thoughts race and you imagine everything going wrong, capture that moment. Give it a name. But don't feed it. You don't have to fix it. You just have to stop amplifying it. If you do this once a week, the following will happen. Your mind will become calmer, your body will begin to trust that you are in control, and you will learn that you are not your emotions. This is true freedom. You can feel anger without being angry. You can feel fear without developing anxiety. You can be jealous without becoming bitter. You stop viewing every emotion as something that defines you. You begin to see it like the weather, real, there, but transient. And every time you step away from an emotion, you build invisible strength. Not coldness, not feigning, but steady control, calm thinking, and clear decisions. That's emotional strength. This is what true inner power looks like. So choose your emotional fast each week. Say it out loud, and when the feeling arises, meet it with calm, not with reaction. Because the Stoic doesn't run away from emotions, he works with them, shapes them, and makes them his own. And this power doesn't need to scream. It simply powers through storms without getting wet. Number 12. Start every morning as if it were your last. The alarm clock rings. A new day begins. And most people immediately think about what they have to do, what went wrong yesterday, or what's already on their mind today. It's like a routine where the body is awake, but the mind is still half asleep. Not so the Stoic. He begins the day with a simple sentence that changes everything. This day is a gift I don't deserve. Say it out loud. Whisper it before you get up. Feel the truth in it, not in a sad way, but in a holy way, because it's true. You didn't deserve this day. No one promised you this sunrise, this breath, this beating heart, and yet you got it. A gift, unique, not guaranteed. The Stoics called this idea remember the death, to think about death, not to scare you, not to make you sad, but to help you wake up and pay attention. Because nothing makes you more grateful than realizing that time is running out, and nothing helps you stay in the here and now more than knowing that tomorrow isn't promised. When you live as if today were borrowed, everything feels different. You walk a little slower, not out of laziness, but because you feel alive. You notice the blue sky, the smell of your drink, the laughter of others, the shape of a smile. Small things feel special again. You speak more gently, not out of fear, but because you respect the moment. You stop complaining. You stop gossiping. You give more compliments. You no longer hold back your kindness. You forgive more quickly. You realize how silly grudges are when time is short. You no longer have to win, you have to be honest. You no longer wait for the perfect moment. You call that person you've been avoiding. You start texting. You take that walk. You say, I love you without holding back. You choose courage over delay because borrowed time waits for no one. This is how the Stoic lives. Not in fear, but in depth. Not in panic, but with fire. And the strange thing about it is, the more you live as if time was short, the more alive you feel. Everything becomes brighter. Gratitude grows. Your presence lights up the room. People might ask you, what's changed? Why do you seem so peaceful, so alive? And you don't need to explain. They see it in the way you walk, in the way you treasure each hour, in the way your eyes look at life as if it were important. So, before you do anything tomorrow morning, pause, breathe. Say it again. This day is a gift I don't deserve, and live as if that matters because you don't know how many days you have left, and you don't have to be afraid of that. It's the most important reason to be fully present. Number 13. Practice swapping places with someone once a day. Someone upsets you. They speak in a harsh tone. They don't notice how hard you've worked. They interrupt, judge, or let you down. Your first reaction? Defend yourself, blame, talk back, maybe even take revenge. That's the usual reaction. You want to protect your pride and prove your strength. But the Stoic doesn't react that way. They choose their response carefully. And one of the most effective responses is also one of the rarest: empathy. No fake friendliness, not just smiling politely or saying it's okay when it's not okay. Genuine compassion, empathy through role reversal. Here's how it works. If someone provokes you once a day, don't ignore it. Don't pretend you're above it. Instead, go deeper. Pause. Take a deep breath. Then in your mind, switch roles with the other person. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Imagine their day, their pain, their fears, their mistakes, their stress. Ask yourself, what pain could be hiding behind that tone? What fear could be hiding beneath their pride? What pressure could be disturbing their peace? That doesn't make their bad behavior okay. But it helps you understand it. It doesn't mean their behavior was right. It just prevents you from becoming bitter. Epictetus said we shouldn't be surprised by the behavior of others, but rather try to understand it. When you view people not as enemies, but as other people carrying heavy burdens, you no longer need revenge. You no longer need to control them. And above all, you protect your own peace. Try it today. If the person at the coffee shop gives you the wrong drink and seems upset, pause for a moment. Maybe they've been working 3 days in a row. Maybe they just lost a loved one. Maybe they feel like crying but are holding it back. At work, if someone interrupts you in a meeting, pause for a moment. Maybe they feel ignored at home. Maybe they're scared inside. Maybe they don't know how to make themselves heard more effectively. If someone you love falls silent or gets angry, pause. Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they don't know how to express their true feelings. Maybe they're fighting something invisible. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to let them mistreat you. You don't even have to say a word. But in that quiet moment, imagining yourself as them, your heart remains soft without losing its power. You stop trying to fix them or control them. You come back to yourself. And slowly, something amazing happens. Your heart feels stronger. Your thoughts become calmer. You stop wasting your energy on judgment. You don't get angry as easily. You become someone who remains calm even when things get difficult. Not because you're weak, but because you've learned to look deeper. This is what Stoicism teaches. Strength isn't in shouting or winning, it's in understanding without losing your way. Today, choose a moment, a person, and imagine that you are that person. Because when you do that, you no longer feel like you are caught in their storm, but can begin to feel grounded in your own peace. Number 14. Keep a daily list of your small losses, but don't feel sorry for yourself. Every day we lose something. Maybe we waste time in traffic or scroll through our phones. Maybe we spend money on something we didn't need. Maybe we feel down. Worry steals our joy, anger our peace. Maybe other people's drama or overthinking drains our energy. Losses happen all the time. It's a part of life. But the real pain doesn't come from the loss itself. It's how we think about it. Most people react too quickly. That shouldn't have happened. Life is unfair. Why me? And suddenly a small problem feels like a big wound. We make a story out of it. We blame others. We beat ourselves up. We carry the pain around with us much longer than necessary. But the Stoics saw what was happening and did something different. They didn't cry over every loss. They perceived it clearly. They knew something important. Life doesn't steal anything from us. The life loans for us. Your time, your things, even the people you love. None of it belongs to you forever. Life gave it to you, and one day it will take it away again. Not because you did anything wrong. That's just the way life is. So that's the habit. At night, write down one thing you lost that day. Just one. No drama, no blame, just the truth. Lost 45 minutes scrolling. Lost $40 on something I didn't need. Lost my temper. Didn't get a chance to say what I meant. Don't judge it. Just write it down. This isn't a punishment. It's practice. It helps you see more clearly. Because once you see what you're losing, you start to be more mindful of life. You become more grateful, more present, more aware. And here's the secret. You become calmer. Loss no longer feels like the world is out to get you. It feels like what life always does. Give and take. After a few weeks, you'll figure it out. You won't freak out when plans change. You won't crash and burn when people leave. You won't panic when money disappears or mistakes happen. You will pause, you will write it down, you will look forward. Because you have trained yourself not to cling to things too tightly. The Stoics didn't wish for a life without loss. They trained to be strong enough to endure it. That's exactly what this habit creates, not coldness, but emotional strength. So tonight, write a line, a truth, a little goodbye. If it hurts, let it. But don't let it control you. Write it. Say goodbye. Sleep in peace. Because once you have learned that life is not something you but something that you then stop fighting the flow and start flowing with it. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. And if you like the content, consider becoming a member of the channel. Not only will you support the channel, but you'll also receive exclusive content. Click the link in the description and become a member now. Back to content. Number 15. Anchor your future self with one small act every day. There's a version of you that currently lives only in your imagination, the one who wakes up early and has a clear head, the one who stays calm when life gets tough, the one who walks with purpose and isn't deterred by fear. The version of you you want to become, not later, but now. But the truth is, you don't become that person through dreams. You become them by doing one small thing over and over again until it becomes a part of you. That's your daily signature action. One small act you choose to do every day, not for praise, not for results, not to impress anyone, but to remind yourself, this is me. It could be a walk at sunrise when everything is quiet. It could be a cold shower that shows your body that comfort isn't the most important thing. It could be journaling and being honest with yourself. It could be your future self or your future child. It could be waking up without hitting the snooze button, no excuses. The action itself is unimportant. What matters is that you consciously choose it and stick with it no matter what, because repetition shapes you, and that changes everything. The Stoics knew this. They didn't wait for a better version of themselves to emerge. They lived this version every day. Epictetus practiced being calm and thoughtful. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself every morning. Musonius Rufus repeatedly practiced discomfort because he knew that habits shape the soul. Your signature action becomes your anchor. It's the one unbreakable promise you make to yourself that tells your body, no matter how today turns out, this is who I am now. It's your promise to your future self, one you make anew every day. And the amazing thing about it, when you do this one thing over and over again, everything changes. You begin to align your day around it. You protect it because it matters. You begin to walk, talk, and think differently. Not because you're trying, but because you've already made the choice. One act, one promise every day, even when you're tired, even when it's hard, even when no one is there to see, especially then, because those are the moments that shape you the most. You don't need a grand plan for change. You need a daily habit, a disciplined action that ends your old story and begins a new one. A promise that says, I am already becoming the person I wanted to be. So choose your action today, give it meaning, protect it, do it thoughtfully, with focus, with pride. Because if you do this for 30 days, the old version of you won't just disappear, it will feel foreign. And the person you see in the mirror, you'll recognize them, not as the person you once were, but as the person you always wanted to be. You don't need a whole year. You don't have to wait for a special feeling. You just need 30 days of consistent action, truth, and wisdom, ancient but powerful. These 15 Stoic practices are not just advice. They are tools that will help you shape your mind, strengthen your soul, and simultaneously calm your ego. Wake up with a purpose. Get used to things being uncomfortable. Don't give your triggers a chance. Stay calm when necessary. Let go of the false version of yourself. Habit by habit, day by day, you will ascend, not louder, not more noticeable, but deeper, more solid, clearer, more consistent. After 30 days, the results won't be loud, but they will shine. You will move differently. Think differently. People may not know what's changed, but they will feel it, and so will you. Now tell us in the comments, which of the 15 Stoic habits will you start with? Say it loud. Make it happen. Let today be the day the old version of you lets go. And if this message has ignited something in your heart, click the subscribe button, because this is just the beginning. The new you isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. We live in a world full of distractions and constant worries, so it's very easy to get lost in ruminating. Marcus Aurelius, a wise Stoic and Roman emperor, shared a truth that still rings true today. We don't have power over everything that happens, but we do have complete control over how we react and what we think. This truth is a gift, and if this is your first time here, I sincerely ask you to support this work by subscribing and liking this video. This will allow me to create even more helpful content for you. Stay tuned until the end, because the final thought in this video will have you looking at your life with entirely new eyes. Take this walk with us, and you may discover a truth that will change your perspective on your own path. Most of us know what it's like to have a noisy, busy head full of thoughts. The stress of being stuck in your head, not knowing what to choose, feeling paralyzed by overthinking. Many people struggle with this. The problem with ruminating is that it pulls you out of the present. It repeatedly draws you into the past or drives you into worries about the future. This prevents you from being fully present in the here and now. You get caught in a cycle of thoughts that makes it difficult to make clear decisions or find inner peace. If you've been looking for a way to break this cycle and reclaim your mind, you've come to the right place. Learn how to stay calm and discover your true strength with our ebook, The Power of the Mind. You can find it by clicking the link in the first pinned comment below. Let's start with step 1. Change your view of the world by practicing gratitude. Our thoughts often lead us down confusing paths. We think about everything we don't have, everything that could go wrong, or everything we haven't done yet. This kind of thinking makes us tired and unhappy. Ruminating increases when we focus only on what is missing or what could go wrong. It makes us forget the good things we already have. Seneca, another great Stoic, said, "True happiness comes from enjoying the present moment instead of worrying about what's next." This powerful thought helps us change our outlook on life. Gratitude teaches us to notice the good in the here and now, to see the blessings we already have, to stop worrying so much and be thankful instead. Practicing gratitude helps us get out of the same thoughts in our heads and brings us back to the present moment, where real life happens. To shift your focus, try naming 3 things each day that you're truly grateful for. They don't have to be big things. A warm drink, your favorite soft sweater, or a kind note from a friend all count. This small daily habit helps your mind stop overthinking and begins to help you notice what good is already around you. When you're rooted in gratitude, your thoughts calm down and you enjoy the little things more. Gratitude allows the good things in life to stand out and slowly changes the way you talk to yourself, from feeling like you don't have enough to realizing that you already have a lot. Over time, this new perspective can help you deal with difficult moments by making you even more aware of what else is good. This isn't just about feeling good today. It builds a consistent sense of happiness that can carry you through life's ups and downs. Now let's talk about letting go and the idea that everything changes. Let's face it, sometimes our minds get stuck. We repeat mistakes or worry about what's next. Our thoughts linger too long and become heavy feelings. It happens to everyone, whether you're a child nervous before an exam, about to give a speech, or simply trying to sleep with your mind racing. Yet even in this chaos, you can find peace in the ancient wisdom of Epicurus. He said that people who are afraid of death have trouble living a fulfilling life. That may sound harsh, but it really means this. Life changes, and so do our thoughts. We often act as if our thoughts are a part of us forever, as if we have no choice but to hold on to them. But Stoic thinking gently reminds us that nothing stays the same forever, not even the thoughts we find difficult. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means learning to loosen your grip. You can watch your thoughts drift by like leaves in a river or clouds in the sky, always moving, never still. Understanding that thoughts come and go gives hope. Even when you feel stuck, this truth reminds you that nothing is permanent. Real, everyday letting go means practicing how to organize your thoughts. It's like tidying up, but for your head. It gives you quick relief and teaches you that change is okay and even helpful. Daily tidying up can completely change how you deal with your thoughts. The goal isn't to forcibly push them away. It's about recognizing when their time has come and letting them move on. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength, it's courage. It means you no longer give your thoughts unauthorized space. As you get better at this, you'll find a calm, clear feeling within you, a quiet that was always there, just masked by all the noise. Letting go of what isn't helpful isn't a trick. It's a real way to feel calmer, more present, and more in control. And don't stop now. Stay with us until the end of this journey. The final message of this video will help you take a deep look at your life and fundamentally change your perspective on your path forward. This single thought can give you peace and hope when you feel trapped by rumination. Letting go in real life means getting into the habit of letting go of thoughts that no longer serve you. Think of it like decluttering your mind. Imagine a river where each thought is like a leaf gently drifting away. Or imagine clouds changing shape, forming, then disappearing. These images help calm your mind and teach you something more profound. Thoughts are impermanent. Incorporating this practice into your day can change how you approach thinking. It's not about banishing thoughts, but about letting them pass naturally. Letting go isn't giving up. It's a courageous choice. It shows that you're not letting the same troublesome thoughts continue to live rent-free in your head. As you practice, you'll notice something amazing, a quiet place inside you where peace reigns, a peace that has always been there, just masked by the noise. Letting go of what isn't helpful isn't just another skill. It's a powerful step toward living a more peaceful, consistent, and present life. Focus on your effort, not just the result. Often, rumination stems from constantly thinking ahead about what might happen. We get lost in all the what-ifs, the potential failures, and the fear of messing things up. This can leave us frozen, too afraid to even try. We live in a world where results matter. We are taught that if success isn't guaranteed, it might not be worth trying. But Epicurus, a wise thinker from long ago, shared with us something simple and powerful that still helps us today. He said, "Don't just talk about your beliefs, live them." Stoicism teaches us to put our energy into what we do and how we act, not into what happens in the end, because we don't always have control over the outcome. That doesn't mean we can't have dreams or goals, but it does mean that what really matters is how we pursue them, how hard we try, how honestly we act, and how true to our values. If you find yourself stuck in a loop, worrying about what might happen, try turning your attention to your actions instead. Ask yourself, am I doing my best? Am I being honest and fair? Am I staying true to my beliefs? This mindset is about being fully present while doing what matters most. It's about being there and doing your part, knowing that that's all you need to do. Focusing on what we're doing frees us from getting lost in thoughts about what might go wrong. It helps us stay in the here and now and give our best without fear of what might come. When we think this way, every small step becomes more than just a task. It becomes a testament to our diligence, our values, and our character. When you start thinking this way, your path is no longer just a road to a destination, but takes on meaning in itself. Every action you take is a sign that you're living purposefully, and that, in itself, is a success. These three practices, gratitude, letting go, and focusing on the effort, help us become stronger internally. They help us face life's ups and downs with balance and a clearer perspective. You can begin to reclaim your energy by learning to shift your focus. Do you ever find yourself stuck in a whirlwind of worry, thinking about the worst-case scenario over and over again? It can feel like your brain has 100 tabs open, all playing loud noises at once, and you just can't find the off button. This mental chaos is common in today's world, where we feel like we're constantly on top of everything. But just like a messy desk needs tidying, a messy mind needs organizing. Organizing your thoughts isn't just about feeling peaceful, it's about regaining control, reducing the noise, and finally being able to enjoy what's happening. Seneca, another wise Stoic, said that true happiness comes from enjoying the present, without fear of what might happen next. This tip can help us shift our focus and calm our minds. Start by anchoring yourself fully in the here and now. Choose a task, anything, even a small one, and give it your full attention. When you do this consciously, your thoughts stop racing, and you return to the only real time you have, the now. This exercise is simple, but its effects are profound. Try doing something that captures your concentration, like tidying your room or taking a walk. These everyday tasks, when performed with full attention, are effective ways to bring your mind back to the point. These small actions belong to the now. They're not about what has already happened or what might happen later. When your thoughts align with what your body is doing, you're not just distracting yourself, you're regaining control of your thoughts. Stoicism doesn't teach us to turn off our thoughts, it teaches us to direct them. When you choose what to focus your attention on, you're practicing something called inner discipline. You don't have to stop ruminating forever. That's impossible. The important thing is to learn to recognize when your thoughts are no longer helpful and then gently push them aside. It's like building muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you become. After a while, the big wave of stressful thoughts begins to subside because you've trained your mind to stay calm and focused in the moment. Imagine your ruminations as something outside of you, like a fog or a storm that doesn't come from your true self. It may start as a small worry, but it quickly spreads to encompass our entire mental firmament. Today's world throws so much at us, like a storm of information, and our minds become overwhelmed with thoughts like what if, or now what, or why didn't I? Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic and Roman emperor, once said that happiness in life depends on the quality of our thoughts. This idea offers us a powerful way to deal with rumination by thinking of it as something separate from our true selves. This doesn't mean treating our thoughts as enemies. It just means understanding that not every thought defines us. Some thoughts are just passing through. Imagine them like clouds drifting past a large, mighty mountain. You are that mountain. The clouds, your thoughts, come and go, but they don't change who you are. So how do you stay calm when thoughts overwhelm you? Stoicism teaches us to notice them without getting emotionally drawn into them. You can even imagine your thoughts as floating bubbles. This simple trick helps to declutter mentally and reminds you that thoughts only have power if you let them stay and grow. Practicing this visual thinking develops a habit, like a mental reflex, that helps you let go of thoughts before they become major emotional storms. The better you get at it, the easier it becomes to realize that you are not just a collection of thoughts. This awareness acts like a protective shield, much like putting on headphones in a noisy room. It's something you do over and over again, and you get better at it with practice. Getting better at it takes practice. Every time you start to overthink, pause for a moment and imagine the thought is nothing more than background noise, something that doesn't belong to you. This isn't just a trick to calm your brain, it's about gradually reclaiming your own mind and your sense of calm. Each time you use this trick, you strengthen your ability to remain calm, even when your thoughts are chaotic or loud. It shows you that peace doesn't come from letting go of all your thoughts, but from learning to see them in a new way. For more information, follow us on our Stoic daily pages on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Another good way to deal with rumination is to set aside time just for rumination. Worrying is a human condition. Sometimes these worries sit like a silent machine in the back of your mind, not loud but always on. They pop up when you're doing homework, having fun with friends, or falling asleep. It can feel like your brain is a stage, and your worries are just random people interrupting without your permission. Now consider this wise thought from a teacher named Epictetus. He said, "If you want to grow as a person, you have to accept that others will sometimes think you're stupid or wrong." This may sound strange, but it actually means you need to care more about your inner peace than what others think. Setting aside time to worry is a smart move. It gives your worries a chance to surface, but only at a time you choose, not at any time. You can choose a short time each day, perhaps 20 minutes in the afternoon, just for this. When that moment comes, really think about your worries. Examine them carefully, write them down, and ask yourself, will this really happen? Is there anything I can do about it? Most of the time, you'll find that these worries are like shadows on the wall. They look big, but they don't carry any real weight. When you consciously face them, they lose their power. They can no longer sneak up on you or steal your peace if you're not ready. With this method, you won't let your worries win. You decide when and how they appear in your day. Each time you practice this, your brain learns, there's a time for worry and not always. When your worry time is over, you move on with the rest of your day. You've examined your fears, given them space, and now you're letting them go. This helps you determine your own time and energy. The goal isn't to eliminate all worries forever. That's impossible. The goal is to give them a permanent home so they don't float around everywhere and make your day miserable. It's like tidying up, but for your mind. You put every worry where it belongs, and as soon as your thoughts are organized, you feel lighter and calmer inside. You'll often find that your fears feel smaller when they're no longer floating around so freely. Life becomes easier to manage, and even more fun. If you feel overwhelmed by too many thoughts, try breaking them down into small, manageable actions. Big ideas can feel like an emotional avalanche, like carrying a huge boulder on your back. The problems seem overwhelming, and you feel lost in your thoughts. But that happens to almost everyone. It becomes even more difficult when the world demands that you be perfect in everything: school, your friendships, your hobbies, and even your appearance. This pressure can paralyze you and leave you unsure of what to do next. but there is a way forward. A wise leader named Marcus Aurelius once said, "What blocks your path becomes your path." This means that problems are not just obstacles, they are the way forward. This clever idea helps us turn big ideas into simple, clear steps. If you feel stuck on a big problem, don't try to solve the whole thing at once. Instead, break it down into individual parts. Ask yourself, what small step can I take now? Not the last one, not the middle one, just the very next one. Even if it seems like a small step, it helps immensely. One step transforms your worries into action. It's like untangling a giant knot, not all at once, but bit by bit. This doesn't mean you should pretend your problem isn't so big. It means you should approach it with diligence, focus, and patience. Every small step gives you more energy. And soon, you'll realize that the huge boulder you thought you were carrying is now just a pile of small pebbles. You've moved forward little by little. This approach teaches you patience, strength, and self-confidence. What once felt too difficult becomes something you've already mastered. Ruminating turns into clear thinking and the positive feeling that comes from taking action. Sometimes, the way out of the labyrinth of rumination lies beyond the mind. It helps to look outside yourself for wisdom when your thoughts keep going in circles. Sometimes our thoughts get so tangled up that trying to find a way out only makes things worse. We keep trying to use the same thoughts that created the chaos, and we get stuck in a loop. That's exactly what overthinking means, going around in circles without finding a way out or feeling clearer. A wise man once gave his friend some important advice. When it comes to your own problems, ask someone else for help, because if you're too concerned with yourself, you may find it difficult to see things clearly. This advice may sound simple, but it has a profound meaning. It shows us that the thoughts of others can help us when we ourselves are confused. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond ourselves when our thinking is no longer static. This help can come from a friend who sees things differently, a more experienced teacher, or even a wise book. In today's hectic world, it's more helpful than ever to remember this. Talk to people you trust and admire. This could be a family member, a good friend, or a trained support worker who can guide you. Speaking out loud makes your thoughts easier to understand, and the other person may contribute ideas you hadn't thought of on your own. This kind of sharing isn't just about solving problems. It reminds us how important it is to feel connected. When we share what's on our minds, the burden is lightened. This isn't a weakness, it's a smart way to be stronger together. When you ask for help, you show that you know we grow best when we're not alone. It means not giving up. It means knowing that the ideas and kindness of others have true power. Let the wisdom of others guide you out of the dark fog of too many thoughts. With every honest conversation, you feel less chaotic in your head, not necessarily because your problems have disappeared, but because you are no longer carrying them alone. When people understand and support each other, even difficult problems are easier to overcome. Working together brings new answers you might not have found if you had stayed alone in your own head. When you accept help from others, you gain new strength. This strength helps you see problems through fresh eyes and face them with courage. In this togetherness, you often find the clarity, advice, and courage you need to move on. Doing difficult things consciously is a good way to avoid overthinking things when you feel trapped. When we're faced with big changes or things we can't control, our brains go into overdrive. We try to plan everything and avoid anything that scares us. This constant thinking can exhaust us. We remain stuck in what feels safe, but this safe space becomes a locked box. We don't evolve, and our fears only grow louder. However, when we consciously face small challenges, we learn to cope with the unknown and stop the endless thinking. It's not about suffering just for the sake of suffering. It's about growing a little more with every little challenge. Try something simple. Take a cold shower, sleep without your favorite pillow, or walk instead of driving. These small changes disrupt your usual habits and teach you how to cope with discomfort without panicking or judging yourself. It's really important to know that this isn't a punishment. It's a way to show your brain that difficult moments aren't as bad as they seem. If you do this often, your brain will relax. You'll stay calmer in new situations because you've trained your mind to focus on your reaction instead of what you can't control. Doing things that make you uncomfortable has a strange power. It makes you stronger because it helps you deal with unexpected situations. After a while, you feel a constant inner strength, one that doesn't break even in difficult times. They can deal with problems better, are more open to change, and more relaxed, even when things get chaotic. This habit creates a kind of quiet, deep self-confidence that touches every part of your life. When your thoughts feel like a huge storm, it's often because you're focusing too much on tiny details. You lose track, and your mind starts spinning with questions like, what if this goes wrong, or what if this doesn't work? These thoughts pull you even deeper into worry. Even small problems can feel huge and difficult. The philosopher Seneca once said that life is short, not because we don't have enough time, but because we waste it. This thought reminds us how quickly time passes. Every second we spend ruminating is a second we aren't truly living. We miss the opportunity to enjoy life, to grow, and to perceive the world around us. Stoic wisdom advises us to pause and reflect. Will this worry still matter later in life? Will it still feel as big in a few weeks, months, or years? Most of the time, the answer is no. This truth can feel like a breath of fresh air. It helps you look at your life as a whole. How many of your fears are only short-term and not so important in the long run? When your thoughts become too loud, take a deep breath and remember, life is short. Ask yourself if these worries are worth the little time you have. Thinking about how short life is doesn't have to make you sad. It can help you be grateful. It can help you focus on what matters, enjoy the moment, and let go of what isn't worth your peace. Changing your mindset is a powerful way to avoid overthinking. It gently brings your mind back to the present moment and reminds you to enjoy life as it comes. When you realize that life is like a fleeting painting, not something that lasts forever, you begin to fill it with vibrant colors, happiness, presence, and meaning. Have you ever said something and immediately wished you could take it back? We all know those moments when words leave our mouths and feel like arrows we can't pull back. But what if you could completely control your words and ensure that everything you say exudes wisdom, kindness, and inner strength? Let's explore this idea now. 6 things smart people never say, based on the ancient teachings of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us that our words are more than mere sounds. They reveal what we think and believe. From avoiding empty boasting to understanding the power of silence, these ideas will not only improve your speech, but also shape your personality. Best of all, at the end, you'll find useful tips on how to immediately improve your expression. Whether at the office, with friends, or even in your thoughts, prepare yourself. It's not just about finding better words. It's about understanding how your words shape you into the person you want to be. Let's start with an important truth. Don't boast about your knowledge. Have you ever met someone who constantly talks about how smart they are or what they've accomplished? They tell stories about what they've learned, what books they've read, and what they've mastered. At first, you might find this impressive or even inspiring, but after a while that feeling can fade, and you might feel distant, not because what they're saying isn't true, but because it feels like they're just performing rather than having a real conversation. Stoics believe in quiet wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once said that nature never reveals what it creates, and we too should not boast about our knowledge. That's not just a nice idea, it's a way of life. I remember a story about my friend John. He knew a lot, especially about technology. At meetings or parties, John wanted to be the smartest. He talked about major projects he was leading, sophisticated technologies he understood, and awards he had won. At first, people liked John. But over time, conversations with him began to feel one-sided, as if he was more interested in showing off than connecting with others. One day, a colleague honestly told him that while he was very competent, his way of speaking made others feel excluded. This was a wake-up call for John. He realized that trying to impress others was actually putting them off. This is a trap many people fall into without realizing it. If you want to show how much you know or what you've accomplished, stop and ask yourself why. Are you sharing something to help others or just to get praise? When it comes to praise, maybe it's time to change your language. Bragging weakens your words. Instead of bringing people closer, it builds invisible walls that make others feel judged or compared. What was originally intended to inspire can end up alienating the very people you're trying to reach. The Stoic teachings show us a better way. First, let your actions speak louder than your words. If you truly know something, it will show in your actions and how you deal with problems. Second, be humble. Humility doesn't mean hiding your talents. It means letting others recognize your worth through your actions and how you deal with them. Finally, get used to listening. Listening helps you learn and shows respect for others. It also helps you build genuine connections. For Stoics, listening is a powerful form of silence. Silence doesn't mean you don't know something. It means you have strength, patience, and understanding within you. John learned this truth over time. He stopped making conversations about himself and began to truly listen to the thoughts and stories of others. He no longer tried to control conversations, but instead quietly and respectfully participated in the conversations around him. Slowly, more people began to seek his company, not just because he was smart, but because he was kind, honest, and worked well with others. He showed that wisdom is not about boasting, but about sharing knowledge in a way that uplifts others. Not boasting doesn't mean hiding one's knowledge. It means sharing it in a way that respects and shows respect for others. Stoicism teaches that our words reveal who we are. When you choose humility over pride, you not only grow yourself, but you also help others grow. So pause and reflect. What do your words say about you? This answer will reveal how you are growing within. And here's another important truth. Never ignore what others say. Have you ever expressed an idea and been ignored before you could finish it? It's frustrating and makes you feel small or like your thoughts don't matter. I know this feeling not only because I was ignored, but because I ignored others myself. When I first began my leadership role, I liked making quick decisions. Once, in a team meeting, a colleague suggested a way to improve our work. Without thinking, I interrupted him and said it wouldn't work. I thought I was saving time and being smart, but I didn't notice the sudden silence in the room, the stares, the lost enthusiasm, and the fact that no one else shared ideas afterward. Later, a trusted colleague took me aside. He said calmly and gently, "Perhaps you could have listened a little longer. The idea wasn't as far-fetched as it initially sounded." Her words hit me like a slap in the face, not just a missed opportunity, but something much bigger. They showed me that I had unwittingly created an environment in which people no longer felt safe sharing their thoughts or speaking openly. Stoicism teaches us something important here. True wisdom comes from openness, not from believing you already know everything. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once said, "You cannot learn what you think you know." Shutting down someone else's idea before you truly understand it not only misses a good idea, but also weakens the trust between you and others. It's as if the glue that holds a team together is slowly breaking down. The price is not only the loss of an idea, but also the loss of team spirit and shared growth. From that moment on, I changed the way I participated in conversations. I reminded myself that listening doesn't mean I have to agree. It means showing respect and remaining open to new ideas. Even if a suggestion initially sounded strange or unhelpful, I decided to remain curious instead of jumping to conclusions. To my surprise, when I gave people space to speak without fear, my team started developing creative and surprising solutions. Ideas emerged that I would never have thought of on my own. Here's a small but powerful change I made. Instead of trying to immediately refute an idea, I asked myself, what can I learn from this? Even if a suggestion seemed outlandish, it often contained a nugget of wisdom. And even if the idea didn't work out in the end, I still gained a clearer understanding of how someone else was thinking about the problem. That deeper insight alone was valuable. Another important lesson I've learned is humility. Stoicism reminds us that we are not the center of the universe. When we ignore the opinions of others, we're actually acting as if our own view is the only one that matters, as if we possess the ultimate truth. But the truth is, no one, no matter how wise or experienced, has all the answers. True wisdom comes from collaboration, from the respectful exchange of different ideas and experiences. After I changed my attitude, something changed in our meetings. I started asking more questions instead of just making assertions. I made an effort to include even the quietest people in the conversation. The results were astonishing. Not only did our ideas improve, but everyone on the team felt valued and more involved. I realized that everyone had something valuable to contribute, something I had overlooked out of impatience and self-confidence. Ultimately, not ignoring the opinions of others isn't just a matter of courtesy. It's wise and strategic. When you respect the views of those around you, you open the door to many new ideas, creativity, and opportunities for growth. You build trust and create a space where true innovation can flourish. As the Stoics taught, wisdom isn't about always being right. It's about understanding that everyone, in their own way, holds a part of the truth. And that's what true wisdom is all about. But there's something important to understand. If you've been trying to step out of your comfort zone and learn more for a long time, but still haven't succeeded, there may be something you're unaware of. I know what it could be. Fear. Fear is like a snake that silently approaches and attacks you without you noticing. It makes you feel bad for days, months, and even years. Living like this is like being constantly sick. But I know a solution. Stoic philosophers and modern psychology have developed a method that can help you get rid of this fear. I myself have managed to cure myself of this fear. I created a video in which I explain how to get rid of this evil. It's in the first comment. Click on the link in the first comment and begin to heal yourself of this feeling of fear. Now let's examine another important idea. Don't complain without reason. Imagine someone like Peter. He's a seasoned professional in the prime of his life, juggling a demanding job, family responsibilities, and all the little annoyances that come his way every day. Peter carries a heavy burden and, like many other people, regularly faces stress and setbacks. But instead of trying to resolve these problems positively, Peter resorted to constant complaining. He ranted at colleagues who weren't doing their part, complained about the broken coffee machine in the office, and found something to complain about almost every day. At first, his colleagues were patient. They listened and even offered him advice or help. But over time, Peter's complaints persisted, and the atmosphere around him began to change. Conversations with him became tiring. People didn't avoid him out of indifference. They simply felt exhausted by the constant negativity. One afternoon at lunch, a good friend finally reached out with a simple but penetrating question. "Peter, I understand you're frustrated, but what are you actually doing to change that?" This question never left Peter's mind. It got him thinking. He realized that, in essence, he hadn't even tried to change anything. He let his emotions run wild and vented his anger. Worse still, this habit of constantly complaining not only alienated others, it also made him more powerless and unhappy. This happens more often than we'd like to admit. It's easy to constantly complain without considering how it affects others or keeps us in a bad mood. Stoic philosophy provides a clear and convincing answer. Focus your energy on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Stoic teachers, said, "You have power over your mind, not over external events." When you understand this, you find strength. Constantly complaining about things we can't change only makes us feel more helpless. A vicious circle develops, an endless loop of frustration that drains our energy and hope. But it's important to know that not all complaints are bad. Complaining with good reason and trying to find a solution can lead to real change. It becomes problematic when complaints are pointless, occur constantly and without meaning, and don't help at all. In such cases, complaints become empty talk that wastes energy but solves nothing. Think about it. Complaining about traffic doesn't make the cars go away, and complaining about the rain doesn't stop it. Smart people recognize this difference and choose to focus their feelings and thoughts on what matters. So how can you stop the pointless complaining? It starts with a simple but important question. When you feel upset, ask yourself, what can I do about it? If the answer is nothing, it's time to put it behind you. Complaining about things you can't control is not only a waste of time, but it also damages your inner peace. Instead, use this energy for something good. Take time to read, reflect, or be grateful for the beautiful moments in your life. Another good idea is to change your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Stoic philosophy teaches that every challenge presents an opportunity for growth. Complaining makes it difficult to recognize these important lessons, but careful reflection helps us find them. Back to Peter. He listened to his friend's advice and decided to make a change. Instead of just thinking about what annoyed him about his boss, he looked for real solutions to the problems at work. Instead of complaining about traffic on his commute, he used the time to listen to audiobooks or practice calm and mindfulness. Slowly, his mindset changed. His words became kinder and more thoughtful without all the negativity. People noticed, his friendships improved, and his colleagues sought his advice and help, attracted by his calm and solution-oriented demeanor. Essentially, learning to stop pointless complaining is a way to gain power over yourself. Focusing on what you can control strengthens your mind and increases your influence. Stoic wisdom teaches us that our words and thoughts are tools. When we use them consciously, they help us build a life full of power, clear thinking, and genuine connections. By letting go of empty complaints and choosing purposeful action, we not only change how others see us, we also transform our own lives. Now let's look at another important point. Don't make empty promises. Promises are very important in life. They create expectations, build trust, and shape our relationships with others. But how often do we make promises without considering whether we can truly keep them? Even if we make them with good intentions, this habit can damage our reputation and harm our relationships. Stoic philosophy places great emphasis on ensuring that our words match our actions. In Stoic thought, integrity doesn't mean saying a lot, but rather always doing what we say. An example of this is a man named Greg. He is in his mid-50s, has a demanding job, and a fulfilling family life. Greg means well, but often over-promises. He promises his team to review reports by a certain date, or to be home in time for dinner, but he repeatedly breaks those promises. At first, people gave Greg a chance because they thought he was just very busy. But the more promises were broken, the more frustrated he became. His colleagues began to doubt his promises, and his family grew tired of being disappointed again and again. Words once trusted lost their meaning and slowly transformed into feelings of doubt and disappointment. One evening, after missing yet another family event, Greg came home to find a note from his teenage daughter on his desk. It read simply, "We just want you to mean it when you say it." This message hit him harder than any missed deadline or disgruntled colleague. It forced Greg to face the truth. Although he meant well, his repeated failure to keep his promises was destroying the trust and respect he had worked so hard to build. This story illustrates an important lesson of Stoic philosophy: speak carefully and act honestly. Marcus Aurelius once gave simple yet profound advice. Let your words be clear and true. His message reminds us that promises shouldn't just serve to make others feel better in the moment. They are serious commitments that reveal who we truly are. When we make a promise and then break it, even accidentally, it's like writing a check that our honesty can't cash. So how can we stop making promises we can't keep and still build trust and strong bonds? It starts with taking a moment before we agree. Ask yourself, do I really have the time, resources, and energy to keep this promise? If you're unsure, it's better to be honest and set realistic expectations than to risk disappointing others with empty promises. For example, instead of saying, "I'll definitely have this finished by tomorrow," you could say, "I'll try to have it finished by tomorrow, but if I need more time, I'll let you know." Another good habit is to under-promise and over-deliver. By setting goals that you can achieve or even exceed, you'll avoid disappointment and build a reputation for reliability and consistency. Imagine Greg telling his team he needs 3 days to complete the reports, then submitting them after just 2. This calm gesture speaks louder than any big promises. It demonstrates skill, diligence, and reliability. Finally, take responsibility. If you can't keep a promise, don't shirk it. Face the problem honestly. Apologize sincerely, explain it briefly if necessary, and propose a practical solution. This helps repair the damage and shows deep respect for the other person's time, trust, and hopes. Greg took these lessons seriously. He began to think carefully before making promises, said no when he couldn't fully agree, and kept his promises without fail. Over time, his colleagues began to trust him again, and his family perceived his efforts as honest and sincere. And more importantly, Greg felt a change within himself. Knowing that his words truly mattered and his actions matched them, his calm confidence grew. Ultimately, avoiding empty promises isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentic and reliable. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from living an honest life, where our words and actions align. If we take this seriously, we earn respect and build deeper, more honest and trusting relationships. Because ultimately, it's not our promises that reveal who we are, but the ones we keep. Before we continue, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure your notification bell is activated so you don't miss any new videos. If this wisdom inspires you as much as it does me, leave a comment below saying, "I love this wisdom." Now let's move on to the next lesson. Don't hide your mistakes. Have you ever felt that admitting a mistake means revealing your flaws to everyone, thus exposing yourself to judgment and criticism? I used to have that fear too, until an experience completely changed my way of thinking. Through Stoic philosophy, I learned that admitting mistakes doesn't make you less valuable. On the contrary, it elevates you. It shows that you are courageous, honest, and willing to develop. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone can prove me wrong or point out my error in a thought or action, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth, and the truth harms no one." This wisdom reflects a powerful Stoic truth. Admitting one's wrong is not a weakness. It demonstrates strength and a genuine commitment to the truth. Let me share with you a personal story that helped me learn this. A few years ago, I was leading an important project at work. Due to a tight deadline, I rushed the final parts and overlooked some key details in an important report. Unfortunately, these errors were noticed. When management reviewed the report, my team was criticized for the errors. At first, I wanted to defend myself. I thought about blaming the heavy workload, the tight time frame, or external problems, anything but myself. But deep down, I knew that excuses would only damage the trust and respect I'd built with my team. So I decided to face the truth. At our next team meeting, I openly admitted the mistake, took full responsibility, apologized, and explained what steps I would take to ensure it didn't happen again. To my surprise, they didn't get angry or judge me. Instead, they appreciated my honesty. Some team members even thanked me for admitting my mistake and taking responsibility. That moment changed my perspective forever. I understood that admitting my mistake didn't make me less credible. It actually made me more trustworthy in their eyes. Why is admitting mistakes so powerful? Because it breaks down defenses and builds bridges of trust. When you take responsibility, you demonstrate that truth is more important to you than pride. It sends a clear signal that you value honesty. This creates a space where others feel safe to be honest, admit their own mistakes, and work together to solve problems. But let's be honest, admitting a mistake is rarely easy. There's always the fear of being judged or losing respect. Still, ask yourself, does denying a mistake that others see as obvious actually improve your reputation? Or does it just make you seem less reliable? The courage to admit your mistakes is a true sign of inner strength. It shows that you're not afraid to grow and want to improve. How can you apply this idea to your life? Start by becoming self-aware. If something doesn't go as planned, don't try to blame others. Instead, pause and ask yourself, what part did I play in this? Even if your contribution was small, accepting it is the first step towards solving it. Then don't just apologize, work on making it right. Show through your actions that you want to correct the mistake and do better next time. Stoic philosophy teaches us that mistakes are not failures, they are steps toward personal growth. Those who are brave enough to admit their mistakes not only improve themselves but also inspire those around them. When you openly and decisively admit your mistakes, you not only earn respect, you also build lasting trust. So the next time you make a mistake, don't run away from it. Don't cover it up with excuses. Take a moment, take responsibility, and promise to do better. Because the courage to admit mistakes truly sets you apart and earns you lasting respect. Now let's move on to another important Stoic lesson. Don't reveal too much about your future plans. The Stoics have often reminded us that keeping promises isn't just about following through, it's about maintaining our honesty and respecting the trust of others. When we make careless promises, even small ones, and then fail to keep them, we slowly lose our credibility and the trust of others. I want to tell you about someone you may know. His name is Jim. He is a middle-aged man who is considered friendly and approachable. He was known for being generous with his time and always willing to help. Whether he was helping a friend move, volunteering for extra work, or agreeing to every local event, Jim's response was usually, "Sure, I'm in." But as his life became increasingly hectic with family responsibilities, work deadlines, and personal responsibilities, Jim's well-intentioned promises piled up. Slowly, he began forgetting appointments, missing deadlines, and letting down the very people he was meant to help. Many people fall into this trap. Sometimes we agree to things we can't actually do because we don't want to disappoint someone or because we want to appear helpful and kind. But the Stoics warn us against this. They said our words must be well considered and backed up by our actions. Marcus Aurelius gave a clear rule of life. If it isn't right, don't do it. If it isn't true, don't say it. This reminds us that our words should be honest and well considered. Saying yes without meaning it often stems from the fear of disappointing others. The bigger problem, however, is breaking that promise. The pain is much deeper when people feel betrayed or forgotten. So how do we stop making promises we can't keep? It starts with a pause. Before agreeing to a request, take a moment to consider whether it fits with your current priorities and whether you can truly fulfill it. If the answer is no, it's better to say no politely but honestly than to give a false yes that can't be implemented. Some people may not always like to hear no, but they will respect your honesty and the clarity it brings. Another important mindset shift is to prioritize quality over quantity. Say it's better to say yes to fewer things and do them well than to say yes to many and disappoint others. When you say yes, do it with focus and genuine intention. This builds a reputation for being reliable and considerate, someone whose word means something. Also, understand that saying no isn't selfish. It shows that you know yourself. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control. Trying to do too many things at once weakens your ability to complete the most important tasks. However, choosing your commitments carefully and keeping them honestly saves energy and protects your credibility. When Jim reflected on this, he began to make real changes. He paid more attention to what he promised and stopped just saying yes to avoid awkward moments. He focused on the promises that truly mattered and kept them without fail. Over time, the people around him noticed the difference. His relationships improved, not because he was always there, but because he kept his promises. This reliability was the reason they respected him. Ultimately, avoiding empty promises is about more than just doing what you say you'll do. It's about aligning your words with your values. It's about building genuine, honest relationships through truth, intention, and action. The Stoics teach us that every word we speak shapes how others see us, and just as importantly, how we see ourselves. Today's world is full of traps hidden everywhere, designed to rob us of our strength as men. Just watch the popular series on Netflix, or consider the people society puts on a pedestal today. Almost nothing escapes the control of a larger plan designed to control minds. Men are quietly but insistently taught to accept weakness as normal. There's a famous story that perfectly illustrates this, a story about a lion which I'd like to share with you. If this is your first time here, I would really appreciate your support. Please consider subscribing and liking the video so I can continue creating content like this. Once upon a time, there lived a powerful lion, feared by everyone who met him. One day, this lion fell madly in love with a farmer's daughter. But there was a big problem. The farmer hated the lion. When he discovered that the lion loved his daughter, he was determined to stop them at all costs. So the clever farmer hatched a plan and called the lion. He said the lion could only marry his daughter if he first removed his sharp claws. The lion thought this was a small price for such a great reward. Out of love and hoping to gain the farmer's approval, he went to a rock and broke his claws. The next day, he proudly announced to the farmer that he was harmless and ready to marry. But the farmer wasn't finished yet. He set another rule. The lion had to break off his sharp teeth and fangs. The lion agreed again, willing to give up more of himself to get what he wanted. He removed his teeth and fangs and returned. But this time, the farmer didn't treat him kindly. Instead, he attacked the lion and killed him. The once strong animal was now powerless and could no longer defend itself. It had gradually lost the very thing that gave it strength and identity. This story has a powerful message. Brothers, the world today is no different. There are forces that most people don't see, carefully creating a system, a matrix that keeps people trapped in their desires, cravings, and longings. But here's the harsh truth. You can blame the farmer, the leaders, or the system all you want. But in the end, it was the lion who chose to surrender. Self-discipline is the sacred quality every man must possess, whether in his career, financial affairs, or love life. Every man is born with the desire to feel strong, confident, and in control. This isn't arrogance, it's completely natural. We are designed to seek strength and direction, but many of us have lost that feeling. We fall into habits that rob us of our potential. We consciously give up our power. Men today constantly complain. They waste money on pointless pleasures, drugs, pornography, and even apologize for things they don't need. As a result, they develop habits that weaken them internally. One of these is making fun of others. This topic isn't often discussed, but it's very important. As a real man, you should never improve yourself by belittling others. Making fun of others to appear better shows that you're insecure and don't respect others. True masculinity isn't about being better than others. It's about controlling yourself. Think of crabs in a bucket. If one tries to climb out, the others pull it back down. The same thing happens when someone around you tries to grow, improve, or live a better life. Some people are jealous or scared and try to hold them back when they try to develop, improve, or live a better life. This behavior is neither honorable nor helpful. When you make fun of others, be aware. In that moment, you are putting yourself beneath them. Period. This doesn't mean you should ignore mistakes or never correct others. However, corrections should be helpful and not made laughingly. As a man, it's your responsibility to lead and support your brothers, not to demean them. Leave behind anger, secret agendas, or the feeling of being better than others. Instead, give advice that helps others grow and improve. Remember, true strength and self-confidence never come from making fun of others. Listen to what Mike Tyson once said. Social media has given people the courage to speak disrespectfully to others without fear of consequences, like a slap in the face. His words remind us how far we've strayed from responsibility. Another habit that weakens men is the refusal to take responsibility. Let's return to the story of the lion and the farmer's daughter. Ultimately, the lion didn't fall just because the farmer tricked him. The real reason was that the lion failed in his duty. He was meant to live as the strong hunter he was meant to be. His claws and teeth weren't just tools, they revealed who he was. Yet he chose to give them up in order to be accepted. Many of us do the same thing in our lives. We run away from our responsibilities instead of bearing them with pride. But responsibility is not a heavy burden. It is the foundation of who we are as men. I want you to say this out loud. I will be proud of my responsibility, for it makes me a man. As soon as you try to run away from your duties, you abandon your masculinity. Never forget, the price of greatness is responsibility. Say it again with me. The price of greatness is responsibility. Say it again. The price of greatness is responsibility. This idea not only strengthens your identity, but also helps those around you grow and find balance. Responsibility is not something you can avoid or shift onto others. It should be welcomed as a path to happiness, success, and the development of the man we've always wanted to be. Many men today try to avoid failure. This has become a major problem. Most men would rather remain comfortable than subject themselves to the pain necessary to grow. But remember, real growth often hurts and initially looks like failure. Think of the story of the man digging for diamonds. He doesn't know how deep the diamonds lie, but he keeps digging. At first it's just dirt. With each shovelful it feels like nothing is changing, but if he keeps digging for hours or days, he eventually finds the diamonds. The same goes for us. Brothers, understand that failure is not the end. If you believe failure is final, you will never accomplish anything important. Everything valuable comes at a cost. Imagine you are starting a business. In the beginning, you may fail many times while you learn how things work, how to acquire and retain customers. But if you keep trying and don't give up, success will come. The same goes for women. At first, you may feel awkward or insecure. You may not know how to have a good conversation, but after these difficult moments, success awaits. These are small prices for a man to pay. Strength has its price, and that price is often losing for a while. Many of us grew up ashamed of mistakes, afraid of failure, and always looking for someone to blame. It's not my fault, we say. That person made me do this. These are the thoughts of someone who doesn't take responsibility. Remember this quote. Write it down if you want. A weak person blames others for their mistakes. Follow us on TikTok at Daily Stoic, on YouTube, and on all our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. There's another problem: pursuing a goal but blindly following bad or useless rules. It's easy to distinguish a coward from a real man. The coward always agrees with the crowd, even when they're wrong. Worse still, he expects good people to follow these weak rules and bad habits as well. But a real man doesn't simply follow. He thinks, reflects, and makes his decisions based on reason and his higher purpose. Today we're taught not to judge, not to question, and not to stand firm. This is getting out of control. Many people are just puppets controlled by the system, following every new rule without asking why. Obedience is not wrong, but only if it aligns with your purpose, your calling, and above all, with God's law. No law is above it. Ask yourself, are you easily frightened? Do you try to please everyone just to avoid arguments? Some men find it very difficult to learn to say no, but if you promise to act according to the truth, you'll see that the world won't end if you stop agreeing with everything. I've seen too many men live in fear in their marriages, acting as if their wives were domineering, afraid to speak their minds or correct anything. This is unhealthy submission. It robs a man of his strength and leadership. Now let's move on to body language. Nonverbal communication is more important than you might think. This includes how you shake hands, maintain eye contact, and how you sit, walk, and move when speaking to others. People often tell whether you're strong or weak without you saying a word. In a world that often fights against traditional masculinity, it's more important than ever for men to take care of their appearance. Being mindful of one's own body means demonstrating strength, self-confidence, and clear goals. Stand tall, walk with a clear purpose, look others in the eye when speaking, move with purpose, and act like you belong. Your body speaks before your words do. It's the first thing people notice, your silent introduction. It has a powerful influence on how others see you and how they treat you. When you present yourself as a confident and powerful man through your body language, you're less likely to be taken advantage of or treated disrespectfully. This is an important skill for any man who wants to be successful in relationships, career, and life. Now let's talk about wasting time, specifically wasting your most valuable years. We often remind you here how important your younger years, your 20s and 30s are. These are your best years, the perfect time to build, grow, and create. Think of a farmer sowing seeds. He doesn't expect the fruits to appear the next day. In the same way, your 20s should be dedicated to planting, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and the roots that will shape your future. But here's the key point. Don't expect immediate rewards. Just keep planting, be consistent, keep working, and before you know it, the seeds will bear fruit. Don't rush the harvest. Keep planting, keep building, and soon you'll have lush gardens and entire forests, places that bring the right people, opportunities, and energy into your life. When I talk about sowing, I mean challenging yourself, testing your limits, and challenging yourself so you can become who you're meant to be. This doesn't mean you have to work every day without a break. But you should remember that you're at your most energetic during these early years, and the opportunity to take bold risks is everywhere. Use this time well. Especially at a young age, it can feel like you're missing out on fun, trends, or fast-paced culture if you choose to work on yourself instead. But resist the urge to simply blend in with the crowd or get distracted. You may not fully understand it now, but later, with time and maturity, you'll be grateful for the focus and discipline you demonstrated in those early years. To remind you of this truth, listen to what the wisest man of all time said about youth. Solomon wrote these powerful words, "Young people, rejoice while you are young, and let your heart savor the days of your youth. Follow your desires and all that your eyes see, but remember that God will bring you to judgment for all these things." In other words, enjoy your youth but live it with purpose and responsibility. Now let's talk about another common trap, laziness and wasting time. How you plan your day and how you use the time available to you is very important for your growth. Ask yourself, what time do you go to bed? What time do you get up? How do you organize your day? What do you do when you get home from work? These questions aren't trivial matters that can be ignored when it's easy. You are the key to your desired life. If you want to grow and succeed, every part of your day must be carefully planned. Consider why the most powerful people in the world are so good at building systems and influence, what some call a matrix. This is because every part of their plan is carefully thought out. You should do the same in your everyday life, with the people you spend time with, the places you go, and even the things you see or read. If you don't consciously think strong, meaningful thoughts, you may be allowing influences that weaken you without even realizing it. Laziness is one of the greatest dangers facing men today. Many of us have big ideas and dreams for the future, for our business, or the life we want to live. But if we don't act, these dreams remain just dreams. Laziness creeps in slowly and quietly. It starts small, but if left unchecked, it spreads like a disease, slowly destroying our potential. It keeps you from taking the necessary steps and keeps you stuck. Always remember, brothers, laziness wins only the weak. A man of true worth and inner strength quickly learns to recognize laziness within himself and combat it before it spreads. Stay vigilant. Look for signs of inactivity in your life and combat them as soon as they appear. Don't forget this. In today's world, weakness is praised, weakness is celebrated and shared, but strength is still your greatest strength. Strive for strength without stopping. Find strength in every situation and challenge. Always remember that your greatest source of strength is God. Every day offers moments that can help you grow and move closer to your goals. It's up to you to seize these moments with determination and courage. Let your search for strength involve both your body and your mind. Know that building your spiritual and personal foundation will give you the strength you need to survive life's tough times. We often grow up with the attitude that we should give, share, and prioritize kindness above our own needs. But at some point, someone warns us about the dangers of being too kind or too caring. We live in a world where things don't always work out the way we hope. In this world, what we give isn't always returned in kind. Yet many generous people share not only money, but also their time and energy to help others, often by giving without thinking twice. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I would greatly appreciate your support. Please subscribe and like this video, so I can continue making videos like this in the future. Now let's consider a difficult but important question. Can giving too much actually harm our lives? You may be surprised by the unexpected and sometimes harmful consequences of excessive kindness. In this video, I'll share 8 effects of excessive kindness and 4 effective Stoic methods to protect yourself from abuse. Let's start. If you give too much, you might start expecting things that are unrealistic. Stoic philosophers often say it's important to accept reality as it is and not put our happiness in the hands of others. When you choose to give without expecting much in return, you practice emotional detachment, which leads to deeper inner peace. Imagine you are trying to be kind and generous, giving your best to others without asking for anything in return. This is a good attitude to have in life. Yet we often unwittingly hope that others will be just as kind. We hope they'll see what we do and return the favor. But what happens if they don't? The problem begins with our own expectations. When we believe others will behave the way we do, we put ourselves at risk of being hurt. It's normal to want to be noticed and thanked, but Stoicism teaches us that we can't control the behavior of others. The only thing we can control is our actions and our reactions to others. Truly selfless giving is rare, because often, even without meaning it, we long for our kindness to be returned to us. You may notice that others become so accustomed to your help and kindness that they expect it not just occasionally, but constantly. They might even stop doing their own work because they believe you'll always fix everything for them, not just in their life but in yours as well. But the harsh truth is, your hope for help in return probably won't come true. This can make you angry, tired, and sad. Stoicism teaches that true wealth lies in being able to give generously without expecting anything in return. When we enjoy giving and remain calm, regardless of how others react, we find true inner peace. Another effect is that people expect you to always give something. The Stoic idea of moderation is very important here, like an anchor in a never-ending sea of demands. Instead of saying yes to every request, Stoicism teaches us to give in a cautious and balanced way. When we practice moderation, we control our actions and avoid falling into habits that drain our emotional energy. People become accustomed to comfort, and this is what we call the comfort zone. If we always help others with their problems, they become comfortable with it and stop trying to grow, excel, or face life's challenges because they know we will always help them. This causes problems for both them and us. When we always prioritize the needs of others, we forget our own needs and dreams. We get caught in a vicious cycle of giving that slowly drains our emotional energy and impairs our well-being. Moderation helps us regain balance. When we learn to give consciously and in small amounts, we maintain control and our inner peace. When people get used to constantly receiving something from you, they will see your kindness as something they can rely on. Yes, it's important to be kind, but it's just as important to set boundaries. When you set clear boundaries and give wisely, you protect your own peace and feelings and help others manage their own lives. True kindness doesn't mean giving so much that you run out of energy. It's about finding a balance where you and those around you can grow and be strong. One of the worst consequences of giving too much is that your own goals take a back seat. The Stoics taught that we should live according to reason and good values, which means respecting our own duties and boundaries. If we don't set boundaries, we lose our true self and our inner peace for the benefit of others. If you find yourself constantly giving your all to the needs of others, it could mean you're trying to avoid something deep inside, like pain or fear. The feelings that arise are trying to tell you something important. There's something inside you that causes pain and fear, deep feelings that often surface when you're alone. Loneliness can be very hard. It brings with it a feeling of emptiness, a loud silence, and a strong desire for connection that makes your feelings very uncomfortable. In times like these, it's very easy to seek comfort in things outside ourselves. Often, we throw ourselves into caring for others and focus on their needs to escape the inner emptiness. But constant giving comes at a price. Those who try to fill this emptiness risk losing themselves. Your inner voice is drowned out by the constant demands of the world around you. Later, when you're alone with your silent thoughts, the pain and fear you tried to hide return even stronger. It's very important to know that taking care of your own needs and respecting your own priorities isn't selfish. Rather, it's an act of self-care and a necessary way to preserve one's true self. The Stoics teach us that setting boundaries and living according to one's values is not only a path to self-love, but also a path to a more honest and happier life. So the next time you feel like escaping yourself by constantly focusing on others, pause for a moment. Pay attention to the uncomfortable feelings that arise when you're alone. Accept them with kindness. Be honest and say what you want and need. Learn to set healthy boundaries and say no when necessary. When you respect your true self, you not only take care of your inner self, but also give to others in a balanced and honest way that stems from wholeness and truthfulness. If you give too much of yourself, others might consider you weak and treat you accordingly. Stoic philosophy teaches us to build inner strength and maintain self-control. If you always help, people might see you as someone they can rely on, but this can backfire. Without clear boundaries, people might see your kindness as a weakness. Instead of respecting you, they might start taking advantage of your willingness to help. You come across as someone who always carries other people's problems without saying no or asking questions. This can lead to a vicious cycle of constantly feeling overwhelmed, tired, and frustrated. But profound change begins when you start saying no calmly but firmly. People begin to see you differently. You're no longer perceived as someone who always takes on every task that's given to them. You'll become someone who values themselves enough to set clear boundaries, someone who deserves respect and care. This shift in the way others perceive you is very important. That simple word no can transform your relationships. You'll no longer be an easy victim of endless demands. You'll become a strong personality who respects themselves and knows how to maintain boundaries, and that deserves true respect. Ultimately, respect doesn't just come from what you do for others. It's closely linked to how you treat yourself. By setting boundaries and practicing self-control, you send a powerful message to the world. You deserve respect and dignity. So the next time your boundaries are tested, remember the quiet power of the simple word no. It doesn't just mean no to too much, but yes to your own worth. Sometimes being overly helpful can lead to another kind of hurt. People might start seeing you as someone to exploit. If you're always willing to help without hesitation, it'll be noticed. But this attention can also have a downside. Those who once considered you a true friend might start excluding you from fun or happy gatherings and only contact you when they need something. This may feel mean or unfair, but from a practical perspective, it's not very surprising. Think about it. How often do people invite their colleagues or helpers over to relax and have fun together? Usually they invite close friends, family members, or people who share a genuine shared connection. This change in treatment can be painful and very sad. You may continue to give generously, but the happy moments elude you. This hurts. You feel disappointed and even betrayed. Stoicism, however, offers a different perspective. These experiences test you, like a fire that shapes your wisdom. They help you recognize who truly appreciates your company and who is just taking advantage of your kindness when it's easy for them. But Stoicism doesn't tell us to become cold or untrust others. It helps us understand other people's personalities. With good judgment, you learn to choose carefully and offer your help to those who truly need and appreciate it. This clear vision allows you to cultivate relationships with kindness and wisdom. You no longer act out of blind giving, but out of awareness and honesty. It's not about isolating yourself, it's about deciding where your energy flows based on truth and respect for both sides. This way, you can serve your own energy and time and begin to build a life with people who like you for who you are, not just for what you can give them. This gives you a good chance to practice Stoic self-control. You gain the strength to make well-considered decisions, set clear boundaries, and carefully choose how and where to spend your energy and time. This keeps your inner life stable, your focus clear, and your priorities with those who truly appreciate your help. In this way, you follow Stoic ideas and find deeper peace and happiness, even when human relationships are difficult. They naturally attract people who need help, but rarely those who are willing to give. According to Stoic teachings, our actions and thoughts radiate an energy that attracts people with similar energy. When we have a healthy mind, full of hope and clear emotions, we radiate strong, positive energy. When we're full of positive energy, generous, enthusiastic, and honest, our radiance is almost like a bright light, naturally attracting others who feel the same warmth. This high energy state makes us magnetic, attracting people who are equally kind and sincere. But there's a catch. When we give too much without also taking care of ourselves, our energy begins to dwindle. Imagine a battery slowly losing power. Our emotional and physical strength diminishes. When this happens, our vibration drops to a lower level, and suddenly, instead of making true friends, we attract people who are needy in other ways. These people aren't seeking genuine connection. They want to take from us to satisfy their own wants and needs, with no thought of giving back. This weakened energy attracts not only those in need, but also opportunists. These people look for easy opportunities to exploit us. They don't truly want to share or support us. They see us only as someone they can use. It's as if they see a treasure chest without a lock, ready to take whatever they want without giving anything back. This kind of one-sided relationship can leave us feeling empty and exploited. Stoic wisdom gives us clear guidance here. The secret lies in discernment and self-control. We must learn to recognize when we're giving too much, when we're emptying our cups to the brim. This means setting healthy boundaries, saying no, and practicing balance even in generosity. Generosity doesn't mean giving everything without pause. It means giving wisely. By protecting our energy and keeping it strong, we stay in that higher vibration that attracts those who truly value us as we are. These are friends and partners who share us equally, respect us, and return their kindness. When we are aware of how much energy we use and balance giving with self-care, our relationships become stronger and healthier. They grow from respect and genuine appreciation, not exploitation. Such relationships bring true joy and support. They are based on fairness, honesty, and genuine care for one another. Living such a life, following the values of the Stoics, allows us to experience true connections, those based on honesty and integrity. But if we don't remain conscious and balanced, we risk falling into dangerous traps. The Stoics warned against this and taught that moderation and self-discipline are the key to a healthy life. When it comes to generosity, self-control is even more important. Without it, we can easily fall into harmful behavior patterns, especially when we become emotionally or physically exhausted from overgiving. If we're not careful, this exhaustion can lead us to unhealthy habits, like overeating, drinking too much alcohol, or engaging in habits like gambling. Stoic philosophy teaches us to pay close attention to warning signs, especially those from friends and family. If someone close to you says, "I'm worried you're relying too heavily on these habits," it's important to listen, even if you initially want to deny it. It's natural to want to protect ourselves, especially when we don't want to admit we have a problem. But often these concerns stem from genuine care and love. Taking their words seriously, with humility and gratitude, is a big step toward understanding ourselves better and becoming stronger. This is how you put Stoic ideas into practice, practicing balance and control to avoid falling into unhealthy cycles. Remember, those who truly care about us want us to grow, get well, and live happy, healthy lives. Listening to their advice isn't a weakness. It's a profound commitment to ourselves to become and stay healthy. When you practice true generosity, you may also encounter suspicion from others. The Stoics remind us that living a good, honest life means adhering to our values, no matter what others think. Even when others doubt our kindness or question our motives, we should continue to act with integrity. Unfortunately, truly kind people are rare, and when someone shows genuine kindness, it can arouse suspicion rather than gratitude in others. It's common for people to briefly ask, "What's really behind it? Why are they so kind?" They might think there must be a secret goal or hidden reason. But the truth is, kindness can stand on its own, shining brightly without needing explanation. Living stoically means continuing to be kind and honest, no matter what others say or think. In a world where most people look out for themselves first, showing genuine generosity without hesitation can sometimes feel unusual or even make others suspicious. It's as if someone offers a kindness that seems too good to be true. People may wonder if there's a hidden reason behind it. However, the Stoics remind us that living a good life isn't about trying to please everyone or fit in. Rather, it's about being honest with yourself, acting virtuously, and building your character. Sometimes others might question your true intentions, especially if you don't reveal everything about yourself. They might think you don't fully trust them because you don't share everything. This can feel lonely, but it's a natural part of being careful about who you let close to you. People are often cautious by nature, and seeing someone genuinely kind and helpful can be unsettling, especially if they're hiding something or have secret plans. For people with hidden agendas, kindness is often just a mask. Therefore, it's wise to keep your distance from people whose actions don't match their words, even if they appear helpful. Protecting yourself doesn't mean being cold, but rather being wise and observant. To maintain your balance and well-being, there are several helpful strategies inspired by the teachings of the Stoics. The first is to listen attentively to your own feelings. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on self-awareness and teaches us to observe our emotions like a compass to guide us through life. When offering help, pay attention to how you feel inside. Are you cheerful and energized? Or do you feel tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed? If helping others leaves you emotionally drained, it's a clear sign that your boundaries are being exceeded. Stoics believe that by honestly reflecting on these feelings, you can learn where to draw your boundaries and maintain your generosity. The second key strategy is overcoming the fear of saying no. It may feel uncomfortable at first. Many of us are afraid of disappointing others or being seen as unkind, but Stoicism teaches that time and energy are precious resources. Saying no when you're already full or someone is asking for too much is not only okay, it's necessary. Saying no is a powerful form of self-control and protects your well-being. When you learn to say it kindly and confidently, you give yourself the space to focus on what matters most, thus avoiding burnout and unnecessary stress. The third strategy is to respect your own time and space. Stoic principles emphasize self-discipline and self-respect, reminding us that self-care is just as important as helping others. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, practicing a quiet moment of meditation, or simply relaxing with a book, these moments are vital. If someone asks for help during your free time, it's perfectly fine to say you're unavailable. You can kindly suggest another time when you're free, but always make it clear that your time is limited, as you have your own life and obligations to manage. The fourth and perhaps most difficult strategy is to identify and distance yourself from people who drain your energy. Stoicism requires wisdom and discernment in choosing the people you surround yourself with. Some people, often called energy vampires, constantly drag us down with their endless complaining, negativity, and unresolved issues. Stoics advise us to withdraw from such relationships, not out of cruelty, but to protect our own emotional health. Trying to help those who don't truly want to change can leave you exhausted and frustrated. It's better to invest time and affection in those who build you up than in those who drag you down. Ultimately, Stoic wisdom teaches that moderation is the key to a good life. Generosity is a beautiful and noble quality, but in excess, it can exhaust us, whether emotionally, physically, or financially. Striving for balance is essential. We must find the middle ground between caring for others and taking care of ourselves. Whenever you feel uncertain, remember, saying no is not a failure. It is a wise and helpful friend. With this simple yet powerful word, you protect your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. When doubt arises, ask yourself, what balance do I need right now? Because true generosity isn't about giving until you're empty. It's about remaining strong and whole so that you can continue to help others. If you found something valuable in this video, please take a moment, like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. This small act shows YouTube that videos like this truly help people like you and encourages the platform to share such content with even more viewers. It also motivates us to continue creating helpful and inspiring videos that support you on your journey. Your support means a lot to us and contributes to building a community of people interested in wisdom and personal growth. I'd now like to introduce you to one of the most inspiring Stoic philosophers you will ever meet, Epictetus. His story is truly remarkable. Born a slave, he began his life with hardships most of us can barely imagine. Yet, despite these difficult beginnings, Epictetus did not allow his difficult circumstances to dominate his mind or spirit. Instead, he focused on what was truly within his control, his own thoughts, attitudes, and responses to whatever life threw at him. This is the core of Stoic teaching. The idea that while we cannot always control what happens on the outside, we have complete control over how we think and react on the inside. Epictetus became a great teacher, inspiring many with his clear and powerful messages about living a life of meaning and peace. He taught that the key to happiness lies in living in harmony with nature and learning to control our desires rather than being controlled by them. His words serve as a guide for all those seeking peace and strength, no matter how harsh life's storms may be. So, if you're struggling with challenges or searching for deeper meaning, consider Epictetus. His life and teachings can illuminate your path like a bright lantern, showing you how to remain steadfast and strong within. Let's take a closer look at his world and explore the wisdom Stoicism offers us in our own lives. Before we get started, I have just one small request. Don't skip any part of this video. If you've made it this far, consider yourself different from most people. You're someone who's ready to learn and grow. So act like the exception you are and give it your full attention. Every part counts. Let's start with one of the most powerful Stoic ideas, Dia Fati, which means love your destiny. It's a beautiful and courageous concept that encourages us to embrace everything that happens in life, not just the good, but also the difficult parts, the setbacks, and the challenges. Imagine viewing every problem or obstacle as an opportunity to grow and become stronger. It's as if you're saying to life, go ahead, throw me anything you want. I'll find a way to turn it into something good. Life is unpredictable. Plans fail, things go wrong, and surprises come out of nowhere. But with Dia Fati, we learn to welcome these changes with open arms. Instead of fighting what's happening or feeling bitter, we say yes to life as it is and trust that every experience, even the most difficult, contains the seeds of something valuable. It teaches us to accept the situation we find ourselves in and to find a way to turn even the most difficult moments into something positive. It's about being strong and saying, I won't let what happens control me. I decide how I react to it. Help others. Give something to the community. I've always liked the Stoic idea of helping others. It's not just about being kind without thinking about yourself, but knowing that doing good for our community or the world helps others as well, making us feel happy and fulfilled inside. It's like a wonderful cycle of give and take. Think about it. When you help someone or do something good for their life, it's like you're planting a seed of kindness. That seed grows not only in their life, but in yours as well. You feel connected and like you're making a difference. It reminds us that we are not alone. We are all connected. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. Do you know memento mori? It's a Latin phrase that means, remember that one day you will die. I know that sounds a bit sad, but it's a powerful reminder to live each day to the fullest. Imagine waking up every morning, thinking that this day could be your last. It's a call to enjoy life, to cherish the moments and to make each day count. Memento mori isn't about thinking too much about death. It's about living life with urgency and meaning. It's like a little inner voice saying, hey, time is precious. Don't waste it on unimportant things. It's about choosing what truly brings you joy and happiness in what you do and who you spend time with. Self-discipline, your inner guide. Self-discipline is like an inner compass. It helps you stay focused and on the right path, especially when life distracts you or tempts you to do easy but wrong things. It's about making choices that align with your big goals, even when the easy way seems better at the moment. Think of it as the secret to achieving your dreams. It means doing the right thing over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. Self-discipline helps you develop good habits in work, health, and personal development. It's like a friend who helps you do your best. Morning routine, your plan for success. Consider your morning routine the solid foundation for your entire day. It's the special moment in the morning when you decide how your day should unfold. Whether it's meditation, exercise, or daily planning, it helps you start the day purposeful and with clear thoughts. A morning routine is like your daily plan for success. It's not about being strict, but about creating space for yourself and your development. A planned start to the day can improve your work and your feelings. It's like getting a head start in the race of life. Essentialism, make life simple. Essentialism means simplifying your life. Imagine not only tidying your room but also your mind. It means knowing what's truly important and focusing on that while letting go of things that distract you. This way, you make room for what matters most. Imagine your life as a room full of things. Some are valuable, some are junk, and some just take up space. Essentialism means sorting through that space, keeping what's important and throwing away all the junk. It means saying no to things that don't align with your values or goals and yes to what really matters. This helps your mind clear and gives your life meaning. Adaptability. Accept change. Life can change without warning, can't it? Adaptability is your particular strength in dealing with change. It means being flexible and finding new ways forward when things don't go as you hoped. Instead of getting stuck, you adapt and make the best of difficult times. Think of it like a bamboo tree in a storm. It bends and moves with the wind but doesn't break. Adaptability means not fighting change, but seeing it as an opportunity for growth. It's a mindset that says, I can handle whatever life throws at me. It helps you thrive in an ever-changing world. Action instead of knowledge. Make dreams come true. Imagine knowing a lot but never doing anything with it. Action is the beginning of magic. It means taking the first step, however small, instead of simply learning more and more. That's how you make your dreams come true. Think about it. Imagine you have a treasure map with all the clues you need to find a hidden treasure. Knowing the map there is one thing, but actually following the clues and unearthing the treasure is another. Taking action transforms possibilities into real results. It's as if you have the courage to embark on a journey to pursue your dreams, instead of just reading stories about faraway places. Be patient with others but strict with yourself, balancing kindness with self-improvement. It's about finding the right balance. This means being gentle and understanding with others, but also challenging yourself to grow and improve. It's like being kind to others while working hard to be the best you can be. Balancing tolerance and self-control is a difficult process. We all follow our own path, and sometimes others don't live up to our expectations. Instead of judging, we try to understand and support them. At the same time, it's important to set high goals. It's like being your own friendly coach, encouraging you to reach your full potential. Resilience means picking yourself up even in difficult times. You know that life sometimes presents you with great challenges, right? That's where resilience comes in. It's like a strong yet flexible backbone that allows you to recover from problems and difficult times. Instead of viewing difficulties as walls holding you back, you see them as opportunities for growth. It means building mental strength to face difficult situations and emerge stronger. Empathy means understanding how others feel. Have you ever tried to imagine what it's like to be someone else? That's what empathy is. It's the ability to truly understand and share another person's feelings. It's like saying, I see you, I hear you, and I'm here for you. Empathy helps us build deep connections with others and nurture relationships with kindness and caring. Mindfulness means being in the here and now. Have you ever worried about the past or worried about what might happen later? Mindfulness is the opposite. It means giving your full attention to the moment you are in and enjoying what's happening. It's like savoring every bite of a delicious meal or feeling the sun on your skin as you take a walk. Mindfulness brings calm and clear thinking, helping you free yourself from worry and stress. Purpose means knowing what guides your life. Have you ever asked yourself, what is my purpose? It's a difficult question, but Stoicism offers some guidance. Your purpose is like your North Star, guiding your decisions and actions. It's like a mission that gives meaning to your life and points you in the right direction. It means waking up every day knowing why you do what you do. Purpose energizes you and helps you overcome challenges with strong willpower. Continuous learning means never stopping growing. View life as a journey where you are constantly learning and improving. Stoicism teaches us to constantly seek knowledge. It's like saying, I am a student of life, and there is always something new to discover. Continuous learning keeps your mind sharp, your horizons broad and your thinking fresh. It's like adding vibrant color to your life. Gratitude means being aware of your blessings. Have you ever thought about what you are grateful for? Gratitude is like a warm hug for your heart. It means noticing and appreciating the people, moments, and things that make your life more beautiful. It's like saying, thank you for all these wonderful things. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do have and fills you with happiness. Patience means learning to wait well. In our fast-paced world, patience is a special treasure. It's the ability to wait calmly without getting upset. It's like standing in a long line without feeling like you have to rush. Patience is an important skill that helps you stay calm when things take longer or are difficult. It's like a superpower that keeps stress at bay. Kindness means small gestures that make a big difference. Small acts of kindness can brighten someone's day. Kindness is like spreading a little magic wherever you go. It means being thoughtful and caring, not only to others but also to yourself. It's like saying, I choose to be kind in a world where I can be anything. Kindness sets off a chain of good feelings that spreads far and wide. Courage means facing your fears. We all feel afraid sometimes, and that's okay. But courage is like stepping into the ring even when you're scared. It means saying, I see my fears, but I won't let them stop me. Courage gives you the strength to tackle challenges head-on, whether you're standing up for your beliefs or pursuing your dreams. It's like carrying a powerful warrior within you. Simplicity means less is more. Have you noticed how simple things can give you a sense of freedom? It's not just about tidying your room, it's also about clearing your mind. Simplicity is like tidying up, according to Marie Kondo. It's about letting go of what doesn't serve you and focusing on what's essential. Simplicity reduces stress and promotes calm and clear thinking. Honesty is the strong foundation of trust. Honesty is like the solid foundation of a house. It is the key to trust and truthfulness in all your relationships. Being honest means speaking the truth with words and actions, even when it's difficult. It's like saying, I believe in honesty and will always stand by it. Honesty builds trust, and trust builds strong bonds with others. A healthy lifestyle means taking care of your body and mind. Consider your body and mind as a temple. Living healthily means treating this temple with love and respect. It means exercising regularly, eating well, and taking care of yourself. Taking care of your health not only makes you feel good, but also gives you energy for life's challenges. Forgiveness means letting go of anger. Have you ever held a grudge and felt it was a heavy burden? Forgiveness is like freeing yourself from that burden. It means letting go of anger and hurt toward others. Forgiveness isn't about saying what they did was okay, but about freeing yourself from the pain of the past. It's like saying, I choose peace instead of holding on to pain. Respect means treating others with kindness and dignity. Respect is like the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Respect means showing care and courtesy to everyone, regardless of background or beliefs. Respect helps people live together peacefully and understand each other better. It's like saying, I value the worth of every person. Optimism means seeing the bright side. Even in difficult times, optimism is like a light shining in the darkness. It's the belief that everything will get better, no matter how difficult it seems. Optimism is a hopeful attitude that helps you stay strong in difficult moments. It's like a radiant smile that brings happiness to those around you. Responsibility means standing by your decisions. Taking responsibility is like being the captain of your own ship. It means admitting your mistakes and learning from them. Responsibility means knowing that your choices determine the course of your life. It's like saying, I am the author of my own story, and I will write it honestly. Balance means keeping things in balance. Imagine life as a tightrope walk. Balance means ensuring that no area of your life receives too much or too little attention. It means finding harmony in work, friends, and personal development. Balance prevents you from feeling exhausted and helps you live a fulfilling life. It's like saying, I'm going to set my priorities so that I stay stable. Focus means doing one thing at a time. In a world full of distractions, focus is like a special power. It's the ability to concentrate on one task and ignore interruptions. Focus helps you get more done and do it well. It's like saying, I'm going to be here right now, fully concentrating on what I'm doing. Humility means accepting your mistakes. None of us are perfect, right? Humility means saying, I have mistakes and that's okay. It's about knowing your limits and recognizing that you don't know everything. Humility means being open to learning and growing from others. Adapting to change means going with the flow of life. Life is like a river, constantly moving and changing. Accepting change is like being a wise sailor who changes direction when necessary. Instead of resisting change, you swim with it. It's as if you're saying, I will adapt to life's ever-changing waves and grow with them. Mindset is the power of your thoughts. Do you know the saying, it's all in your head? Your mindset shapes your view of the world. Growth mindset means believing that effort and learning can help you improve. It's like saying, I can get better if I try harder. Your mindset can transform problems into opportunities for growth. Self-reflection is like looking into the mirror of your soul. It means taking time to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's like saying, let me understand myself better. Self-reflection helps you grow, make better decisions, and find inner peace. Accepting imperfection is being human. We all make mistakes, that's normal. Accepting imperfection means giving yourself permission to be imperfect. It's like saying, I will learn from my mistakes and evolve. This shows that perfection is impossible, and it's okay to stumble sometimes. Investing in knowledge means filling your treasure chest. Imagine knowledge like a box full of jewels. Investing in knowledge means constantly adding new jewels. It's a promise to continue growing, acquiring new skills, and seeing things from new perspectives. It's like saying, I will always invest in myself. Learning promotes your growth and keeps your mind sharp. Admiring others means recognizing and celebrating their greatness. It's easy to like someone's talents or achievements. Admiring others is like looking at a beautiful painting. It means recognizing and appreciating the good sides of others. It's like saying, I see your greatness and respect it. Admiration creates positive feelings and contributes to building a supportive community. Unconditional love means love without limits. Unconditional love is like an infinite source of care. It means loving someone deeply without expecting anything in return. It's like saying, I love you simply for being you. This kind of love creates deep bonds and gives people a feeling of warmth and acceptance. Nurturing relationships means taking care of them. Just as a garden needs care to thrive, relationships require effort and love. It's about investing time and energy in family, friends, and people you care about. It's like saying, I value our friendship and will work to strengthen it. Strong relationships make your life richer and happier. Punctuality means respecting time. Time is very valuable, and punctuality shows respect. Punctuality means that you take your time and that of others seriously. It's as if you were saying, I respect our plans by arriving on time. Punctuality builds trust and shows that you are reliable. Kindness means acting kindly and calmly. Kindness means moving gracefully in social situations. It means remaining calm, even when things get difficult. It's as if you're saying, I will respond kindly and calmly. Kindness demonstrates maturity and helps you interact well with others. Savoring moments means savoring the present. Life is full of special moments, and savoring them is like a delicious treat. It means fully enjoying the small, beautiful things we sometimes miss. It's like saying, this moment is special and I'm going to savor it. Savoring moments brings peace and happiness into your life. Environmental awareness means caring for the earth. Our planet is our home, and environmental awareness means acting responsibly. It's about making smart choices to protect the environment and reduce damage. It's like saying, I will help preserve the earth for the future. Environmental awareness contributes to creating a cleaner and healthier world for everyone. Generosity means having a generous heart. Generosity is like a fountain that continually dispenses kindness. It means giving time, money, or help without expecting anything in return. It's like saying, I want to share love and help those in need. Generosity fosters community and spreads goodwill. Inner peace means inner calm. Inner peace is like a quiet, peaceful place amidst life's storms. It means remaining calm and composed even in difficult times. It's as if saying, I will find peace and clarity within myself. Inner peace helps you stay strong and feel emotionally well. Integrity is the strong pillar of trust. Integrity means doing the right thing and being honest, even when no one is watching. It's like saying, I will always follow my values and do the right thing. Integrity helps others trust and respect you in all areas of life. Serenity means remaining calm even in stormy times. Serenity is like holding the wheel in rough weather. It means remaining calm and collected even under pressure. It's like saying, I will keep a clear head and a steady heart even in chaos. Serenity helps you make good decisions and lead well. Curiosity means keeping your eyes open. Curiosity is a strong desire to learn and understand more. It means wanting to explore and question everything around you. It's like saying, I want to learn new things and remain open to ideas. Curiosity keeps the mind active and helps us constantly evolve. Empowerment means unleashing your strengths. Empowerment is like discovering a powerful force within yourself. It means knowing what you're capable of and using it to achieve your goals and help others. It's like saying, I'm going to use my power to make positive changes. Empowerment helps you overcome problems and move on. Resourcefulness means adapting and succeeding. Resourcefulness is like a Swiss Army knife that helps you solve problems. It means finding clever ways to use what you have, even if it's not much. It's like saying, I will find creative solutions to challenges. Resourcefulness improves how you handle difficult situations. Vulnerability means opening your heart. Vulnerability means showing others your true self, even when it's scary. It means being honest and open about your feelings. It's like saying, I accept my flaws and build a deep connection with others. Vulnerability helps build true friendships and trust. Balance means harmony of body, mind, and soul. Balance is like beautiful music where everything works together. It means caring for mind, body, and soul equally. It's like saying, I will take care of everything within me to live a fulfilling and happy life. Balance helps you stay healthy and joyful. Conscious consumption means making smart choices. Conscious consumption means carefully deciding what you allow into your life. It means thinking about what you eat, watch, or buy and how it affects you and the world. It's like saying, I will make smart choices that align with my values. Conscious consumption helps both you and the planet stay healthy. Before we conclude this journey through the ideas of the Stoics, I would like to thank you very much for accompanying us on this journey. Your time and attention mean a lot to us. If these Stoic ideas have helped you, please leave us a comment to let us know what you think and share your experiences. We really appreciate your feedback. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up helps us a lot and shows that you want more. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future videos with more wisdom, philosophy, and opportunities for personal development. Thanks again for being a part of this journey, and we look forward to sharing more lessons with you soon. Until next time, may happiness and wisdom come your way on your own path of growth.